Am I finally live? Am I fucking finally live? Oh my god. Holy. Oh my god. So, I'm kind of like shitting my pants right. I know nobody is watching. Um so I just got this comment, right? I got cancel it. I got Punk saying goodbye. I thought people were just piecing out. I I don't care. I'm going to be swearing. I'm like super fucking angry right now. I have literally been streaming, guys. I have been here for a fucking hour talking and showing you things and talking about stuff. And yeah, so I've been here for an hour. I have literally been streaming. I've been doing an entire show and nothing was broadcasting. So I don't know if anybody's watching now. This is super embarrassing. I need to go like towel myself down and turn on the air. This is kind of really stupid. I will be right back. I don't know if anybody's gonna show up, but hopefully you do. But I will be right back because I can't, if I'm gonna hang out anymore, maybe somebody's gonna watch. But and now my bit rate is like crashing through the fucking floor. Shit, man. Like, hey, look at that. We have zero. Yeah, no, dude. Like, um, and now I've got to like restart the chat and everything. Yeah, give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I need to here test. I got one chat. Cool. We're okay. All right. So, guys, I'm both like angry and very, very like I'm angry at myself. I'm angry at the internet. I'm angry at YouTube. I'm angry at life. As you guys know, foil variant is normally scheduled for 5 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Central time. whatever that is in the other time zones. Earlier, so today, you guys saw we had the show up and everything. We were ready to go. You saw the absolute flash icon. Then, you know, about half an hour went by past showtime, and you guys might have been talking to me in the chat earlier where, you know, I was saying things like, here, I should still highlight it. Like, Andrew's a bit delayed. Blame him this time. If he doesn't show, who knows what we'll do? And then you all probably saw this message that said, okay, give me 1 second. 2 minutes after that, guys, and I am not fucking joking, I hit go. I have literally been sitting here for an hour talking to you guys, showing off books, talking about things that have been going on. When I was seeing things like, you know, Adios Amigos from Punk, I thought he was just checking out for the night. I was like, hey, when I saw this come up, I went, hey man, I totally get it. We started a little late. My bad. Maybe we'll see you next week. Sorry guys, I'm turning on the air. It's way too fucking hot in here for me to be this angry and then also keep streaming for you guys. But, let's see. Yeah, no, Zero, I am not kidding you. How do I show you this? How do I show you this? I guess there's no real, because like I wasn't recording it. I wasn't recording it, so there's no proof of what I was doing. But I'm sitting here for about an hour going, what's up everybody? Sakura, Zero, Punk, Subhuman. Like I was talking to everybody. And it was not until, thank God for him, it wasn't until Sakura Mita right here, right? Because I'm sitting here talking about a book. I was actually talking about a comic. And all of a sudden I see Sakura's comment going, cancel it. I don't think we have time. And I went, what the fuck does that mean? Like, we don't have time for, we're already like halfway through the show. What are you talking about? And then I was like, we don't have time for Marvel to close out the book. Is there a bomb coming? Like, what do I not know? And that's when I realized that I was not live. And I am angry at myself. I'm angry at, again, YouTube. I'm going to lose my mind. So, now that I'm back and whatever, so what if I'm 2 hours late? I don't care at this point. We're here. Yeah, exactly, Zero. I realize that now. Normally, how do I put this? Normally, Andrew is here with me, right? And one of the things he always, he monitors YouTube on like the browser side, right? I have all of the behind the scenes stuff. So I've got the OBS, I've got the chats, I've got the media that we bring up. I've got all that stuff. And you know, like I check your guys' chat stuff and I highlight them. He's the one who's like, he does the YouTube side. So that's when he'll go like, oh yeah, you're a bit low. Hey, we're stuttering out. Hey, we're not live. And he's not here tonight. So alas, here the hell we are. Let's see. How do I put this? All right. In the interest of shaking this off of me for of just moving on ahead forward, we are going to I guess we'll still have a show. I can still hang out. Like all I've got is time. Yes, Zero, I will get into that in 1 second. But I guess if we're doing this all over again, I will see you in just 1 stupid second.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...
All right, let's try this for a third time. Welcome to tonight's foil variant, everybody. I am your host, Mav. You might also know me as Spencer. You might also know me as the editor of Bounding Into Comics, or the editor-in-chief of Bounding Into Comics. And you also might know me as the youngest, dumbest boomer in the fucking world. So, long story short, for those of you who are just joining us now, also, I will be editing out the everything, that like 30-second discussion we had before I replayed the intro just for posterity. But to catch everybody up, tonight, as always, you guys know our show takes place at about 5 p.m. Pacific time. Other time zones, figure it out yourself. I'm bad at math. So tonight we were ready to go. We were at the ready. Unfortunately, a situation came up for Wolfe. He is not going to be able to join us tonight. Maybe I've left obviously he has the invite. He can join if he wants to, but I know he's got some things going on that are going to probably take a lot of his attention. So he let me know. He's like, hey, I might not be able to join. Let me see. Eventually we got to the point where he was like, yep, I can't make it. So after that, it was about, maybe 30 minutes past showtime, a little something like that. I decided, hey, I'm going to go live. And if you were here beforehand, you might have seen, you were chatting with me. I was saying, hey, let me go check in on Andrew. I even had this, who knows what he'll do, like if he doesn't show up. And then I even let everybody know, like, okay, give me 1 second. I'm coming. I hit play, guys. With this message, I hit start streaming. You know what I didn't do? I didn't hit the go live button, which is for some fucking reason this secondary thing that YouTube requires of only the foil variant account, right? If I'm on Bounding or if I'm on my own channel, I can just hit start streaming and we go. But on OBS, you have to start stream and then you have to go live. So I have literally been here, guys, for an hour talking, interacting with the messages you guys did send, showing off books, talking about things. And then it was not until about, what time is it now? 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago now, depending on, minutes and seconds or whatever. Our good friend, Sakura Mita, shout out to Sakura. All of a sudden, I'm talking about a book. I'm legitimately talking about a book. And I see this message from Sakura going, cancel it. I don't think we have time. And I go, what? We're in the middle of the show already. What do you mean cancel it? And then I went, do you mean cancel the book? Like, it's a Marvel comic. What do you mean there's no time to publish the book? And that's when I realized. That's when I went, oh my fucking shit. I did not hit go live. So, with that, I'm here now. We are here. I'm still good to hang out. I'm still happy to see all of your faces. Obviously a little more exasperated than I was an hour ago, because an hour ago I thought I was talking to you guys. But aside from that, it is Thursday. We told you at the beginning of the year after the holiday kerfuffle that we didn't want to leave you guys hanging as often as we were in December. So while Andrew was not able to join us tonight, I'm still here. We can still hang out. There are still some comic book related things we can talk about. And then I figured, hey, because we don't have Andrew here, but we still want to talk comic books, maybe we play some Marvel Rivals, right? Great game, very, very comic book, what do you call it? Like, adjacent, like it's very inspired by the comics. We have a lot to talk about there. And you guys can just have fun watching me lose my mind at my awful, awful teammates, right? So, a bit of an unorthodox foil variant tonight. I guess we could probably call this the first of the, Mav one-shots. There will probably be Andrew one-shots later down the line, even though that sounds kind of a little gross, but hey, we'll work on the naming. I'll put the naming out to you guys. If you got anything better to call all of this crap, let me know. But with that, let's get into the proper hellos. So before we, in the original, we had Chuck Keyworth, we had Freaking Punk, we had Subhuman 84. No idea if you guys are still hanging around because of my dumb boomer ass, but I saw you. I love you guys. I owe you. I got to make it up. I'm going to make it up to all of you somehow. Maybe I'll host another stream on a Saturday. Maybe we will give away a book or something. Because, like, guys, that's really what I've always wanted to do is when we read books here, I want to be able to go, hey, it's good. You guys should read it too. Here's like a sweepstakes or a raffle or whatever. I need some logistical planning there and also some funds because Andrew and I make good money, but we can't afford to, buy trade paperbacks every week for all of our viewers. So that's something logistically I want to work out eventually. But regardless, yeah, that's the point, right? Like I want you guys to read a bunch of the books that we are. Hey, look at that. That's so awesome. Zero, thanks for highlighting that. To the 7 of you who are here on my third try for the Mav foil variant solo stream, welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me. If you're wondering what my frazzledness is all about, go ahead and rewind just a couple minutes. I've explained it twice, but yeah, I'm retarded. Just not even gonna try to pretend to like use like a PC term or be nice to myself. No. I'm just genuinely straight up retarded. But then with 3.0, we have Timon saying, watching Brazil x Colombia. See you later. Take it easy, my friend. That's going to be a really good match. I mean, I international matches are always way better, right? But then, and Boomer. Oh man, at this point, like, I should replace my camera here with a VTuber rig of a Boomer from Left 4 Dead. Because at this point, that Boomer is going to have bigger brain cells than me. We also have Tehillim, shalom, and good to see you as well, buddy. This is so funny. During the other 2 tries at the stream, I legitimately was talking about something, and I thought about you, and I went, "Where's Tehillim? He would probably have something to say about this." You didn't show up because I wasn't doing anything, because I wasn't live. Hopefully, I can remember what I was thinking about. Again, I was streaming for an hour. I talked about a lot of stuff. I don't even have nobody else is home right now. My dogs are in a different room. My windows are closed. Obviously Andrew's not here. I literally just spent an hour talking to myself about things I already know. You know what I mean? I was going look at these books. They're so good. Right, Spencer, who's already read it, and that's why you're bringing it up? So, just an absolutely ridiculous night. But I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm with you guys. I'm glad we can shake this off. Yeah, Tehillim says, I finally finished reading Phantom Blood. Yeah, you and I were messaging about that. So, if you guys don't know, Tehillim's talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and while that's not technically something we normally talk about here on Foil Variant, it's still a comic book, and yeah, I'm so happy you're finally getting into it. I think JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is one of the best, mangas of all time. Yeah, it gets ridiculous, and there's some parts that don't make sense, and they get power broken, and what, blah, 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 but it's still fun. And we just got the announcement that Steel Ball Run Part 7 is being animated, which my favorite part, or at least one of them, and there's a distinction that has to be made there, and I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but I'm glad you're reading Phantom Blood. I'm really interested to see your take on what comes next to Tehillim, because Phantom Blood is significantly different in tone, both Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency, from the rest of the series. Because those first 2, no stando. There is no enemy stando user. So it's all just classic shonen fighting. You get the ripple, you get, the mask and stuff like that. So a very good read, and I would highly recommend Sorry. Had to answer that text. But yes, really, really good series. I highly recommend, if you haven't read it at all, get in on it. You will find something you like in there. I promise you. Let's see. Yeah, look at this. Is how long I was out. Zero was able to play Terraria, his Brave Exhibist dailies, and cook and eat dinner. While my dumbass was just going, God, I feel so, I'm glad Subhuman's not here. I'm glad Punk's not here. I hate that Timon was able to get one on me. At this point, I just feel like I should have a big old neon sign that says, Boomer, boomer, boomer. Whoops, now I'm like dripping all over myself. All right. Tehillim says, battle tendency is my next read. As it should be. Just go with the parts. One of the good things about JoJo, like I'll give you this to Hirooki, like Aoki, like they got numbers, so you know which one you got to pick up next, right? Like a lot of series don't do that. Let's look at Dragon Ball, right? Again, one of my favorites, but if you just ask somebody, like, there's Z, GT, and Dragon Ball, maybe they could infer Dragon Ball is the first one because it doesn't have a letter, but then GT, that comes like alphabetically first, right? So all over the place. Oh man, part 2 is Kino. So folks might not know this, but I had about, what was it? Let's see. From like 2015 to 2020, I was dating a girl. It was a very serious thing. It ended, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Don't need to get into that. The reason I bring her up is because when we were together, we, one of the things we really wanted to do was adopt dogs. Like we finally had the opportunity to get our own pets, you know, with the right leases and all that stuff. So when we moved into our first like shared apartment, one of the first things we did was adopt a dog. It was one of those situations sort of where, you know, my girlfriend or my ex or whatever you want to qualify her as in the story, she was doing the thing of like, oh, my brother's in town, we're just gonna go hang out and maybe walk by the pound or like the Humane Society. And I told her, I was like, if you do that, we're getting a dog. Like there's no question about that. And she, no, it's not gonna happen. Sure enough, about half an hour later, I get a call from her going, hey, can you come down after work? Like I need you to sign the papers. And I go, oh my goodness. So we get down there, and she's found this little like terrier mix sort of guy, and we adopt him, and we're going home, and we're like, what do we name him? No idea. And at the time, both of us were very into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. She had just started it. She was on like part 3. I think I had literally just wrapped up like a reread of 7 at the time. And so we were just like, what about JoJo? And we went, oh, yeah, that's a great name. So that dog got named JoJo. And a year later, one of my old coworkers calls me out of nowhere, and she's like, hey, I found this dog. She was like super flea ridden, abandoned. I don't know what, like, I took her in, I cleaned her up, I got her all her shots and everything, but we can't like home her. Do you have room? So my girlfriend and I adopted her. And when we went, okay, so what do we name her? I right off the top of my head, I went, we can just stick with the naming convention and name her Lisa. So it became JoJo and Lisa. And unfortunately, when the breakup happened, you know, divided up the dogs. My ex got JoJo. I got Lisa. It's sad, but I know that he is in really good care with her. I know that she loves him. So just a fun little battle tendency anecdote I have there. Tehillim. So I wouldn't say it sets up stands, because I really don't think Araki was like that far ahead thinking. But I definitely think what Araki does is he does a good job of retroactively making it all work, right? So when he finally does introduce stands, you go, instead of going like, that's out of nowhere in part 3, all of a sudden you go, okay, you know what? I see where that, you know, had its origins in the Ripple or in the mask or the attained forms or vampires or all that fun stuff. It gets really funny in part 3 when Araki remembers that Dio also has vampire powers still from part 1. So he's got his stand and he's a vampiro. So yeah, really good. One of the best mangas. Highly recommend you check it out. I'm glad you are, and I'm excited to see where you go with it, Tehillim. All right, so let's see. What was I even saying before I realized I was not live? Okay. Let's find the folder. So, as you guys, as we said earlier, obviously Andrew is not. Chuck, what's going on? Do we need a producer? We need a producer. I need like a brain transplant. I need to go back to school. I need to do what's that guy's name? Like Brian Johnson, the billionaire or whatever, how he's like trying to like, age regress. I need to start doing that to my brain because yeah. Chuck, in case you just joined us, I'm not sure, but I was streaming for like an hour just to myself before I went live. That is why we were late, because I am stupid. So, obviously, guys, we're not going to get into a lot of the bigger books this week because Andrew is, as I said, not with us. So, Absolute Flash, Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, those books we will hit next time we are together. Until then, I think, we have a couple things I can talk about, books that I have been reading. The first thing I want to share with you guys, because this is pretty damn funny to me. So, longtime viewers of the show or longtime friends of Andrew or myself, you'll know that one of the books we are reading or were reading was Exceptional X-Men. And it actually became the first book that we as a show gave our official stamp of this sucks, we are dropping it. And we did that last issue when they started getting into the Mr. Sinister stuff, and it was all just super completely dumb. And we got a new issue this week, and I know Andrew has dropped it, but I think you guys might have, if you recall, I said I might still go check this out for my Pakistani dude. If he can hook me up with it, I'll see if there's anything worth talking about. Well, we'll do this tonight while he's not here, because I know that this is particularly painful. But in this issue, we open it up with 4 pages. Check them. 1, 2. This is a splash page. Hold on a second. 3. And, God. And 4. Right? Little 4-page thing of Emma Frost. Again, Eve Ewing, as we've said with issues past, she's really good with Emma. So this little bit here is Emma sort of reflecting on where she's been, where she's like gone, where she is now. Basically sort of reminding. So it's set up in a really, I thought this was kind of interesting. You know how there's like that turn of phrase where, oh, somebody like floated through my head, right? Like if I'm sitting here, go, oh, Zero floated through my head because I thought about him, right? Like that's just the turn of phrase. Well, Emma here goes like, she's like talking and she's like, they say people like, some people like will fly into your, or like go into your mind. Well, sometimes I drift into theirs, right? Because she's a psychic and it's an accident. And I thought that was really interesting. And she talks about like her old love, like her first love was, Namor, and then there's Tony and there's Scott, but her real love is Krakoa. And that is, as cold as her exterior may be, the final like page of this reveals that like, she's like this because she truly does believe in mutant kind and really does want them to survive. So it was an amazing like 4-page intro with Emma. And I just laughed hard because of course, guys, the book just goes super downhill after that. Nothing else to talk about in this stupid issue. And I just went, man, we give it up. We drop this book and all of a sudden Andrew gets kind of exactly what he wants. I mean, yes, it's only 4 pages, but it's 4 more pages than we were having before, right? Also, 2 more things to note about this book in particular, because this book is like not just bad guys, like it's kind of embarrassing. So if you remember, the book is currently in the middle of this arc where the green-skinned mutant Axos, he's sort of getting seduced by this Xenos guy into helping him build an app that if you submit your biometric data, it can help, give you an improvement plan, like a diet plan, a sleep plan, all that sort of crap. And so we have like a big discussion between them, which it lasts 8. At this point, after this issue, we've gotten about like 16 proper pages of Xenos and Axel like talking about this. And like, it's so boring. This would work like if you wanted to do this stuff in a TV show and it took up maybe like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, that works. But when you're doing a majority of the issues lately are this storyline where you don't need, like, we don't need all of this exposition, right? It's one of the worst things in modern comic books because we have all of this dialogue. They're just sitting around. They're just talking. It's just philosophizing back and forth. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of good comics do that. But a lot of good comics know how to not insult their viewers, if you will. How do I put this? How do I frame this? So I got to go back and I got to pull up something. I got to pull up some images. Oh, there it is. Cool. There. Hey, the images are at least ready to go this time. Last time I tried to do it, they were like borked all over the place and it was super weird. Pardon me. All right. Where is the OBS? Switch our thing over to the browser. Oh, that's too small. That's not the window I want. I don't even know why it's that damn small. Let's see. You guys don't need to see that while I fix this. Okay, stop. Let me fix this. Browser. There we go. Okay, that's gonna work better. It doesn't really matter which one we use. So, earlier this week, Andrew and I were talking about some Flash stuff, just, you know, as we are wont to do, and we stumbled upon these this page and the next one. And so what you're looking at is an issue 25 of the 1999 JSA series written by Jeff Johns and David S. Goyer. Very, very weird connection there, the Suicide Squad guy. But regardless, in this arc, basically Carter, Mr. Terrific, is having a sort of not a crisis of faith, but a crisis of anti-faith, I guess you would say, right? They're dealing with death and reincarnation with the Hawk people and the Thanagarians and all their gods. And Mr. Terrific basically goes like, I don't believe in souls. I don't believe in reincarnation or the afterlife. Like, what is all of this? And on the next page, here, let me just pull it up. Oh my God, my computer. So for those of you who don't know, just a quick clerical sort of note. 2 weeks ago, my motherboard on my computer kind of crapped itself. I've lost dual channel access. There are other glitches happening. My Bluetooth doesn't work anymore. I have a new rig. It is ready to go. I just got to put the finishing pieces together and touches and all that stuff. It's not set up right now. We're still on the old rig. So if you get any sort of weird chop or a lag, don't worry. That is definitely going to be on my side over your side. And hopefully going forward, that's going to be non-existent, because as soon as I get the new rig up and going, that thing is going to fly like I don't know. I don't have a metaphor. It's going to perform opposite of me when I try to start the stream and end up talking to myself for an hour. So after that moment, or in this moment, Mr. Terrific goes, I don't believe in reincarnation of the soul. And Jay goes, okay, let me tell you a story. Back after the war, Joan and I, learned she couldn't get pregnant, so we adopted a kid. And unfortunately, that kid died 2 weeks into us caring for him. But it still made me love him. I still felt like his father. I still love that child. And he tells Mr. Terrific, like, I don't know, like, what God is ultimately up there. I know what I believe in. I don't know who you would think, but I know at the end of the day, like, I'm going to see him again. And that's all the faith I need. And Mr. Terrific has this good, like I understand. And it's just this amazing little, like, connection of death and understanding and connection and tragedy. 2 pages, guys. 2 pages. And yet when we go to the Exceptional X-Men, all we get is this like over and over. And again, Andrew and I talk about this all the time. They're not saying anything new. The X-Men have been around for like 20, 40, or not, wait, way longer than that. What am I saying? Like 80, 70 years, right? We've done the let's philosophize about what it's like to be a mutant. Let's philosophize about what it's like to potentially have a cure in front of you. Let's philosophize about what it means to, not like your mutant gifts, even if you like. We've done all of this. None of what Eve Ewing is saying here is new. And so it just ends up being exhausting. And then, as you guys know, we got to the end here. You saw me bring this up earlier. Mr. Sinister is revealed as the villain. I don't remember if we brought it up here, but last time we did an exceptional book, that was either like 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. Right after that show, Andrew and I were hanging out, like, on voice chat, and the solicits for May came out, like the May 2025 solicits. So we checked them out. We dove into them. They gave away that Mr. Sinister was Xenos right there in the solicits, literally the same day the issue hit stands, they go, by the way, he's Mr. Sinister. Isn't that crazy? And everybody went, what the hell are you doing? Right? Again, even if I don't like this book, Andrew doesn't like this book, we get that. And yeah, I see Chuck down here. Chuck says, I despise excessive exposition. So I know Chuck would hate this book. And the problem, Chuck, it's not even exposition. It's just, like I said, it's philosophizing. They're just talking about, like, what does that mean? What do you think about this? There's no, here's our plan, here's what I want to do. It's just, let's talk about being mutants. And so even if you didn't like this book, like, I felt bad for the people who do, because I'm like, you didn't even give them a chance to get invested in the mystery. How many, like, were fans able to go on Twitter or whatever and be like, oh, I think it might be him? Maybe for like an hour they had that speculation until they dropped the solicits. So they asked Tom Brevoort, a fan asked Tom Brevoort, the Marvel executive editor, why'd you do it? What was the point of that? And he basically came out and said, we did that because the like sales potential of having Mr. Sinister on the cover is bigger than not having him. So we thought, yeah, like, it's not like, if and then he got like condescending. He's like, if you think it ruins the story, I don't know what to tell you, but you can still enjoy it and see like how we got, you know, down here in that issue. And it's just like, if you have to give away the big like ending stinger or the big reveal to whatever given project you're doing, you're in really big trouble. There's never been an instance where a film or something gave away its big ass ending and it turned out great, right? Case in point, MCU. When we got the MCU scene for, you know, like Iron Man, right? Or really any of them. Marvel at no point, while the movie was still out, mind you, while it was still out, like Marvel never went, oh, have you guys checked out Iron Man yet? You're going to want to see the very end credit scene because we're setting up Avengers, right? They just said, Iron Man's in theaters, go see Iron Man. Now, compare that to the 2017 Power Rangers movie, right? Who I don't know if anybody here watched that except for me. Well, I don't know if he's around anymore, but Sakura Amida, shout out to our boy. I know he watched it. But in that movie, it ends, the like ending stinger post-credit scene is like the green power coin spinning, and then it's like a shot of a classroom at Angel Grove High. And the teacher's going, Tommy Oliver, is Tommy Oliver here? Tommy Oliver. And then it like zooms in on his desk and then it like blacks, right? Okay, cool. Green Ranger tease, whatever. A week after that movie hit theaters, the director was out on Twitter going like, guys, Green Ranger tease at the end of the movie. You gotta go see it. I know you're going to be hyped for it. And I saw that and I just went, really? It's that bad? Like, you don't even have the confidence to let people try and walk away with like a surprise. You have to go, the big surprise is why you should show up. Again, I know now I'm just sort of like rambling on it and just pulling out lots of examples, but the base of this is, if you have to give away the big plot point to what you're doing, like way in advance, you don't have a winner on your hand. Like, that's just not how this works at all. Chuck, you can't help me out with the brain transplant? Well, we'll find someone. We'll crowdfund a brain transplant, right? If everybody would just donate 1% of your brain matter to me, 100 of you, we can get me there next week. Cue Arms of the Angels by Sarah McLachlan. Tehillim says, I think I might get apps. I'm thinking you're saying I might get Absolute Flash out of the present titles that are out. Yeah, so obviously, guys, we are not going to get into the Absolute books tonight because those are things that, or that line is something Andrew and I are reading. And of course, if we're doing Flash Talk, like, it's me and Andrew. We got to have Flash Talk. He's got to be here for that. No ifs, ands, or booties, right? So we're not going to get into Absolute Flash or Batman or Superman, which is what we were originally planning on hitting tonight. But I will say this. With the last, or at least in the case of Batman and Superman, still really, really, really damn solid. I'm still really enjoying those books. You guys caught our review of the most recent Wonder Woman series, so those are all doing well. If you want to know what we think about Flash, tune in next week. Okay, let's see. In terms of, yeah, there's not a lot to talk about that I wouldn't talk about with, or that we need Andrew here, essentially, right? There's a lot of books, and I don't want to just blow into things because I also want his opinion, and I'm also missing his like succinctness right now because like my ADHD ass right now is flying solo. We don't have Andrew to go, oh, do you mean it like this? And summarize it for all of us in 2 sentences, right? And don't get me wrong, guys. Like, I am missing the hell out of that quality tonight. But the only other thing, let's see. Where is this book that I am looking for? Oh, that's right. I moved it. Oh, okay. So let's see. I actually, not just one more thing. I have a couple more things that I want to talk about in terms of comic books, and then maybe we'll jump over to Marvel Rivals. But I've been beating the war drum here on this for ages. Also, are you guys seeing that? Like when I switch comic books, the like box moves to the side and moves back. I don't know what that's about. I'm not going to try and fix it right now. Otherwise, everything else will probably implode. But I have been beating, if you've been watching this show for the last couple weeks, or if you've been following me on social media or anywhere, you'll know that I have been beating the drum about Hellhunters. This book is super, yeah, Chuck, we are going to be here for, I'm still hoping to deliver like a proper 2.5 hour show for us. So I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. So yes, Hellhunters, you guys have heard me raving about this book. World War II era, just supernatural sort of war story, right? No modern day allegories, no real big deep lessons, just sort of pure comic book camp fun. For those of you guys who might not remember who all was on the team, it is Peggy Carter, Nick Fury, Logan, the Ghost Rider of 1941, the Sorcerer Supreme of 1941, and then Bucky, our good old Bucky boy from the duo of Cap and Bucky. We have the little 12-year-old Bucky here. He's hanging out with them. Basically, a unit of zombie demon Nazis are trekking across the European front. They're threatening to win the war by freezing over like all the landing spots for Normandy and all that fun stuff, and then like the beaches that the Canadians invaded and all that. And so it's up to our squad of Marvel heroes to get in on it and stop them. So like I said, super straightforward from that. Very, very fun. Everybody is sort of like written very well in character. It's just a damn fun book. And it really, to me, it evokes the same feeling of like that Devil May Cry does, right? Like the video game series, not the awful Adi Shankar bullshit we're about to get. I've always held that Devil May Cry is like the distilled essence of what a 13-year-old boy would find cool, right? Long trench coats, the badass flipping, dual wielding, giant demon sword, got hot babes around you all the time. You know, that's like what I would have liked that as a 13-year-old. I like it as a 34-year-old, right? But that's what I say about this book. This book is all of the, like, it hits the lizard part of your brain that says this is cool. And sometimes that's all you can, like, all you really need or want from something, right? Like on this page, you've got the Sorcerer Supreme giving Nick and Peggy and Bucky magic weapons. Nick gets like a magic sniper. Peggy gets a sort of like 7, like she gets ghost guns, literal ghost guns that shoot with her. Bucky gets a magic rocket launcher. It's just really, really fun. Art is fantastic. Bucky's characterization, if you guys remember, just really, really fun. He's the kid who is in like the horrors of war, wants to cut off Nazi ears and stuff for trophies, but he's a kid, and that's what's crazy about it. But all in all, very, very solid series. I want everybody to pick this up. Maybe this will be one of those books that we raffle away someday. I definitely need to get this one over into Andrew's hands, but I want, like, it's just, this book is so cool, right, guys? Like, look at where we are right here, where basically the team goes, okay, the vampires are sweeping Normandy. They're about to stop all of our advances. We need to get off the continent and regroup. And Zatharos, who, controls the spirit of vengeance and all that, shows up and goes, I don't think so. That's my Ghost Rider. He has a job. He's doing the damn job. Get to it. But then Nick is like, look, we either stay and die or we go and live. Either way, like, you got to work with us here because we just can't stay and fight. So Zarathos goes, fine. And he, wrong one. Woo, woo, woo. As the Nazis start coming on in and they start their advance, so too do the Hellhunters. And you can see they've all got hell-infused weapons. Logan's got his claws popping out, all demonic. Nick's got his eye, like a sniper's eye, is all demonic now, and he's got a demonic bike. The Sorcerer Supreme's got like a hellfire gun. Bucky's got like a firearm and a hellfire, like Thompson. Peggy Carter's got demon wings and her own like fire Captain America shield. This is awesome. This is cool. But then we get this panel right here at the bottom. Not such a little, or let me rephrase this. So we have our team, but guys, do you notice anything? We're missing a member, right? We got Logan, we got Nick, we got the Sorcerer Supreme, we got Bucky, we got Peggy. Where's Ghost Rider? Well, I now present to you a second question. Have you ever seen the Spirit of Vengeance take over a German bomber plane? Like, this is the stuff I'm talking about, guys. Like, oh, 101st Airborne Screaming Eagles. Like, I don't know. It's just so hype. It's so 13-year-old cool. I really recommend that if anything you're seeing on the page or anything I've described even remotely interests you, pick this up when it hits trade. I believe we've got one issue left on it, which will probably come out next month. So expect the trade May or June. But this is one that I really think everybody, like, this is fun. This is good comics, right? And then, yeah, look at that. Look at the Hellhunters. They're all assembled. All assembled. So it's so cool. But yes, I will bleat Hellhunters. Like, I will pound the drum. I will beat my chest until everybody and their mothers reads this book, because it's just fun. It's just fun, Jan. All right. Let's see. Where is the book that I was trying to get to, and then I got distracted talking to you guys about that one about? All right. So this one's just this is sort of a quick hit recommendation. I'm not gonna get really too much into the weeds about these books because it's sort of it's time to talk an anthology series, right? So like here on Foil Variant, we have talked a lot about the Flash, right? We all know what writers Andrew and I like for Flash. We know what artists we like for Flash. We know this, that. Now, while we've also talked about Spider-Man, we've never really dug into runs or creators or really that sort of topic, right? So for your guys' information, put it in the Mavlore, put it on the wiki, whatever. My favorite Spider writer, outside of even, like, not outside of, but like even more than I think like Gary Conway or Stan Lee or any of that, right? My favorite Spider-Man writer is J. Michael Straczynski, specifically that run from like 2005 or 2004 or whatever to like 2009. Basically his run all the way up through the One More Day storyline. So you got things like The Other, which was kind of weird, but you got like Ezekiel, and you got Civil War and Back in Black, and really good stories of Peter being like growing up, right? Or not necessarily growing up. How do I put this? When JMS started his run, Peter was still like, he was married to Mary Jane, and he wasn't downtrodden, but, you know, it's still hard to keep a solid job when you have to be Spider-Man. So he was bouncing around a lot, but he always had Mary Jane. And over JMS's run, like, that's when Spidey joins the New Avengers and he gets to move into Avengers Tower. And he starts experiencing this newfound level of respect. And I particularly liked that because to me, that was a good evolution of the character, right? Going from like, oh, he's the solo weirdo. He doesn't want to, like, we don't want him on the team. He's got the full mask. He's like antisocial, blah, 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 blah. To, oh, he's like one of, like, yeah, we should have been treating him like a fucking god, like a king, right? Because he's Spider-Man. So I was like, that's a natural development. And it also, it felt good for me, right? Like, finally, after all these years, you guys are putting respect to the Spider name. And so I loved that run. I don't blame him for One More Day or Sins Past. You know, editorial gets in the way sometimes. But all that to say, I was very, 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 very hyper excited when late last year, Marvel announced that they would be tapping JMS to come back for a series of 6 one-shots where he would pair up random, or not necessarily random, but just 2 different Marvel characters and tell a story about them. To his credit, he also decided to pick characters that you would not think would normally share a book, right? Or Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon. There's Captain America and Volstagg, Nick Fury and Fin Fang Foom. Very sort of left field choices, but the stories this man is telling with them are some of the most like emotionally like real. And how do I put this? Like, it's amazing character work, I guess is what you could say for it. So, like I said, I don't want to like get too deep into the weeds on these books because they are an anthology series. They all have their own individual stories and they've all got their own rigmarole to go through. I highly recommend you check them all out. If you're a local comic shop, not connoisseur, that's the word I'm going to use. You'll probably be able to find them in stock. If not, definitely wait for the trade because it's worth it. So, for example, right here, right? Doctor Doom and Rocket Raccoon. Why are they teaming up? That's random. If you remember back in the Bendis era of Guardians, Rocket and Doctor Doom actually switched brains. Then they switched back. Nobody talked about it again, except for JMS. He remembered. He brought them back in. And this story is Doom reaching out to Rocket saying, I remember you're a genius. I know you're a genius. I need your help to build a machine to go back to the beginning of the universe to answer the question of why. Like, why were you made? Why does the universe exist? Why? And it's this amazing issue of like, you wouldn't necessarily think they'd be allies, right? Rocket's a hero by some definitions and Doom is Doom. But you see like Doom respects Rocket and Rocket respects Doom back for their work. So there are these awesome moments of like right here where they're just hanging out because this is like a months long process of building this machine. They just like hang out. They drink, they philosophize, they talk about like technology, like how it might work. It's really, really good character work. And it's a story you wouldn't expect. And it ends with a very like emotional crux where you went, oh, wow, did not see that coming at all. And of course, getting really great art from everybody he's decided to work with on the series so far. I do want to note that in this one, as some of you guys might have seen as I was flipping through, Will Robson, the artist, very clearly did, guys, Rocket is definitely wearing the Fox McCloud fit, right? Like, that's got it. That's a, whoa. What the hell? Yeah, absolutely an intentional Easter egg on Robson's part was to bring Rocket in here. Or, sorry, the Fox McCloud outfit into continuity. And it works, right? They're both spaceship flying animals. You damn space furries. Let's see, refit this. Cool. Yeah, so that's this one issue. Then we have the Captain America and Volstagg, which I think might be my favorite so far of the ones released, because what we get is a story of Volstagg basically at like reaches out to Captain America, says, I need your help to go save this planet that I had a solo adventure back in my younger days. I helped liberate them. Now they're under threat again, and I need an ally to go help fight with me. And Cap goes, well, why is it me? Why aren't you asking like the other Warriors 3 or Thor? And basically Volstagg gets into how, you know, in social groups, in social dynamics, everybody has to fit a role. And, you know, we already had the like handsome prince. We already had the quiet hero in Ogryn. We already had the handsome one in Frandal. Like we had the responsible one in Balder. I wanted to be them, but then I realized like the place that needed to be filled was the goofball, the guy who can pretend to be an oaf, but he might secretly be like saving everybody. And he gives a couple examples from old issues, right? Where is the one I really liked? It is when they I forget which issue it is, but they fight the Mangog like way back in like the Simonson Thor era. And during that fight, pardon me, at one point Volstagg like runs into a doorway and he's like, oh, I'm stuck, we cannot get through, oh my goodness. And they go, Volstagg, you oaf, and they have to run around. And in that original story, it just seemed like Volstagg's being an oaf, that happens. But here he reveals like, I did that on purpose. I knew the bridge, like if they went through that door, there was an ambush on the other side and they would have blown the bridge. But they would have never listened to me if I tried to tell them, because I'm funny man. So I just threw myself in there and they walked away thinking I was an oaf. I walked away knowing I saved them. So he enlists Cap, they go and they fight, and they learn, love, and grow, or whatever you will. Again, I don't want to give away the endings to all these because I want you guys to read these. But this is my favorite, I think, so far, because personally, I kind of really relate to Volstagg, right? Like, as a kid who was, you know, you guys have seen me, you've hung out with me, you've talked to me. I'm loud. I'm a big person. I'm like 6'3" to 6'4". I'm still growing. I'm somewhere in that thing. And I'm not joking, guys. I am still growing. Every time I go to the doctors, I'm like a quarter of an inch taller. I'm a freak of nature. But I'm tall, I'm loud, I've got muscle mass, right? I can be passionate when things happen. So I always knew that I had sort of an intimidating presence. So you guys know me now, like I also leaned into that funny guy aspect, right? Especially because as a fat kid, if you wanted people to like you, if you wanted to get girls, you really had to be funny. So yeah, reading Volstagg's thing about like, I am a buffoon, but I also am a hero. And like, I wish I could be taken seriously someday. It all just, it hit for me, and very, very, very good issue. And also I just love this last panel here. I shared it with some friend group. I don't know. One of you guys might have been in there. I have like 900 different groups and servers or whatever, but I basically shared this and I went, you're cool, but are you Captain America riding your freaking like World War era one like bike on the Rainbow Bridge? I don't think you're that cool. And then, as our good friend Tehillim just brought up, the most recent entry in this series came last week, and it was Nick Fury versus Fin Fang Foom. Basically, the story picks up before Nick is in the army, and he gets, you know, he's still being a daredevil. He is a spec ops guy, but he's not formally enlisted. He's not really doing missions. He even explains to the guy who comes to recruit him in this issue that he's not getting into the war until something happens to America, right? Until war is declared on it, like World War II is declared on America, that's your guys' problem. So Nick gets tapped to help out this American general set up a covert air unit in like Japan or over near the Asian continent. And unfortunately, they can't get their planes off the ground because when they go up, they immediately get blown out of the sky and nobody knows why. So they enlist Nick. He ends up going into like the Himalayas or whatever, and they find that Fin Fang Foom of all people is alive and he is rampaging, and that is why whatchamacallit, the planes are being shot down. I am going to get into this one just a tiny bit and actually spoil the end. Do I want to spoil the ending? It's such a good, like, okay, for this one, I want to show you guys. I'm going to use this one as the example of like just how good these stories get, right? So here we go. Nick gets recruited. They run into Fing Fang Foom. He says, I'm going to go like distract him. I'll take him on his own. Fing Fang Foom ends up like hitting him with like a mind control, or like, here, like look into your future, right? And when he does, Nick gets this vision here of the Nazis storming down Manhattan, nuking the White House, doing bombing runs, taking a European city, doing Pearl Harbor, things like that. And it freaks Nick out to the point where he's like, oh, like, my God, like, I can't believe that's like, and he goes like, is that what's going to happen? And Foom goes, it might, like, some of that will, some of it won't, but you don't know. Good luck. Like, that's like, you're all gonna like kill yourselves, and I'm just gonna come in and conquer you all when you're done. As you know, eventually they escape, and Fing Fang Foom goes to sleep in anticipation of his meeting with the Fantastic Four. And God damn it. And then Nick, having seen that vision, goes back and he goes, I'm ready to enlist. Like, I can't sit on the war. If even one of those events comes to happen, because I couldn't like sign up to fight, I'll never be able to live with myself. So there he goes. He joins the army. We cut to 2 months later. Nick is getting his training. He's hanging out. He's with Red from the Howling Commandos. And you can see they're on their barracks. They're hanging out. They're just kind of having a casual chat. They walk past this guy. And all of a sudden this guy goes, what the hell is that? And he starts looking up at the sky. If you look very subtly behind him, you learn Nick is stationed at Pearl Harbor. So Nick is literally here at the start of the US's entry into the war. And this, like, I really love this page, or like these two pages, because you get this, that, oh my God, incoming. And it's just like, what is happening? Oh my God, the craziness. Oh boy, my thing is like, the image is being weird again. Okay. Like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? And then you flip, and it's like, there you go. There's the Howling Commandos. That's what got them into this. And it's just, again, JMS really knows how to write these characters. He really knows how to get to like characters' hearts, their emotions, and it makes all of his stories hit more, like hit deeper, even if the premises aren't necessarily the most out there things we've seen this before, right? Army guy fights big mystical creature amidst World War II. Good guy and bad guy team up to learn a scientific thing. Unlikely ally calls on another unlikely ally for a random mission. Like, we've seen these, but the way JMS handles it, the way he's able to lock on to who each character is without completely running over them, it's just, the man has a gift. Yeah, like Tehillim said, one of the best comics I've read via Marvel for ages. Best writer choice, and I definitely consider picking up the trade for these stories. Even I really hope they do a nice hardcover release, right? I'm not too big. This is where Andrew and I majorly differ. I know Andrew is big on, he will buy trades. Like, for example, like when we finish Absolute Batman, right? He'll go and he'll buy the floppy like trade coverbacks or trade paperbacks for those. I'd rather have, like, in my mind, it's like, I already bought those. I'd rather have them like present, like, if I'm going to buy them again, I want like the nice prestige, like display version and all that stuff. Neither of those are right and neither of those are wrong. It's just, those are the two different preferences between me and Andrew. All right, let's see. All right, guys. So with that, that's all I think I particularly have for specific comic book talk. Again, we're missing Andrew. Andrew's, I'm not jumping into things without him. We're not going to talk about Absolute Flash without him. So with that, and seeing we've still got about an hour going onto the stream, why don't we let's have some fun. Let's hop over to Marvel Rivals, and let's, we can talk about some things in that game. We can, watch some matches. We can talk about comic book accuracy over there. That sounds like it. Doesn't it sound like a fun time, boys and girls? Yeah, rest in peace to Andrew for tonight. And but with that, with the end of that comic book talk, why don't we play some comic book video games? How about that, guys? Are you guys up for that? So again, keep in mind that we might run into some frame issues because I am still on the old rig, but regardless of that, we should be a-okay to... Wait a minute. Why is that? That's not the screen I'm on. It needs to update. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's doing a stupid thing. Blah, 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 blah. Capture method. There we go. All right. So, guys, welcome to the special part of the Mav solo show. I don't know what we're doing here. We're hanging out. We are going to play some Marvel Rivals. Let's hang out here. Let's check out some of the stuff they've got going on. And then let's make fun of me for being absolutely terrible at this game. Am I right? Aha, Chuck. Not quite a potato PC, but the capabilities it's at right now are on the level of potato PC. So you're half right. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you, but I won't be happy about it. Okay, so not sure how many of you guys out there have actually had the opportunity or the interest in checking out Marvel Rivals. Again, it is a hero shooter, which is not up everybody's alley. For me, I really liked Overwatch, so I jumped right in. There's something about, you know, characters having unique kits and good like designs and all that sort of fun stuff that really appeals to me. And you throw Marvel into the mix, and how could I not be there? Now, I was going to play this game regardless of whether it was bad or good. I mean, if it was bad, I would have played it, but I probably wouldn't care about it, right? I'd be like, this is fun, but I wish it was better than Overwatch. Thankfully, somebody out there, right? Whether God, Jesus, Vishnu, Xenu, whoever you want to like pray to, they graced us. They said NetEase Games, do not screw this up. And we instead got an exceptionally, like, this is one of the best Marvel games we have gotten in a damn long time. Pardon me. And my qualification for that, because we've gotten lots of Marvel games over the years, right? Things like Marvel's Avengers or Avengers Alliance, Ultimate Alliances, Midnight Suns. And to me personally, what really sets... How do I explain this? Because the sentiment is one I think we all understand, but I want to make sure I say this right. It's like... Chuck, no worries. Yeah, I'm still handling some things and can't hop on stream at the moment. I gotta fix these chat boxes, man. What is going on over here? No worries, Chuck. Hey, hopefully someday I would love to play with you. That would be super fun. Maybe one day, maybe next time Andrew was gone, we'll have a community Marvel Rivals night, right? Maybe that's something to do. That actually sounds kind of fun. But okay, yeah. So for me, like, you can have a good video game, right? You can have a good comic book like media, whether it's a show or a movie or a game or what have you. To me, what really puts you over the edge and makes me go, oh, you actually like cared about this, you liked this, is when, see, now I'm like tripping over myself trying to get this right. You can have a video game and you can make it and you can go like, yes, that's Spider-Man. But then there's a difference in the experience if you go, okay, now I'm playing the game that's Spider-Man, and I can see all the influence and love for the comic books, for the source material, right? That's why games like Ultimate Alliance 3 or the original PlayStation Spider-Man games, those rank really, really high to me when I want to recommend video game, like superhero video game stuff, or like the Arkham trilogy. I'm a big fan of when media goes, let's acknowledge and respect the like history and let's pull some things in. Now, I'm not expecting them to one-to-one adapt everything and say, this is the 616 or whatever, right? Absurd demand. But the fact that they're bringing in actual pieces of lore and actual, like, they're going back to the comics to, like, design things and get inspiration is one of those things that makes me sit here and go, I'm really having fun. Because I'm enjoying that somebody put in this effort, and somebody else is now enjoying that, like, I put in that effort. Or, like, somebody is enjoying that I'm enjoying that they put in that effort, right? It's just this sort of... Take, for example... Okay, I think I've brought this up either... I don't know if I brought it up on this show, but I've definitely brought it up on my own show, Good Mav Ugly, Friday nights. See you tomorrow. Harrison Ford. I love Harrison Ford as an actor and kind of as a human being, right? Han Solo, Indiana Jones, The Fugitive, Air Force, like all of this stuff. He's great. However, I get really bummed nowadays whenever I see him sign on to anything. And that's because he has this attitude, which we all know and we all kind of understand, where he goes, yeah, I signed up for this. Let's just shoot it. Like, I don't really want to be filming Brave New World, but hey, I'm here. I don't really want to do Indiana Jones, but hey, I'm here. And then when he gives interviews, he's always like, yeah, whatever. Oh, right. Maybe I did spend like a month on that set. I don't know. Why are we talking about this? And while I might feel that same sentiment because, oh, I'm exhausted with Star Wars or I'm exhausted with Indy, whatever, hearing it from like the actor just makes me want to see it even less, because it's like, you kind of like what we were talking about with Brevoort and spoiling things in solicits. You don't even really have like confidence or enjoyment in this. Why do I want to have enjoyment in it? Right? Like, again, acting is an illusion, and I highly doubt that every scene we see on screen right before they said go, the actor was super, super happy and having a great day. I'm sure some of them are blitzed out of their mind, or they're going through a divorce or a ketamine withdrawal, like something. But they go on that screen and you go, yes, I engage the characters, but then on a meta level, I feel like the actors really wanted to show up and deliver for this and at least, you know, do right by us. And I don't get that from Harrison Ford anymore. Still love the guy, but I don't get any level of excitement at all for his movies, right? Like any level of excitement. And that's what I don't want, but I want the opposite in everything else. Take, for example, like this game versus something like Marvel's Avengers, where Marvel's Avengers tried to sterilize everything, really get rid of the comic book narratives and focus on a weird hybrid MCU thing. Like more like a branding identity than an actual like character identity for those Avengers. And it was weird. It was wonky. You could kind of tell that it was sort of a real cheap cash-in, right? Like they made an Avengers game, but did they really put effort into it? Not really. Whereas you go here, everybody, not only does everybody, like, is everybody designed well, as we all know, but I'm glad I have this moment, because I've been shouting this from the rooftops. And I don't know if anybody's really, like, if it's really driven home, and I want to drive it home because it's so good. But the amount of detail put into literally every aspect of this game is so impressive that it makes you feel excited. It makes you go like, yes, this, like, you love comic books. I love comic books. I do like these characters for who these characters are. What game was it? I don't even remember anymore, guys. Was it maybe Overwatch or Heroes of the Storm? I don't know. It was some multiplayer game, but there was this big discourse for like a month or two where it was like, oh, it might have been a fighting game. Oh, it was Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, when everybody was going, where is weird roster choice? Where's Wolverine? He's always been here. Where's Storm? Where's Cyclops? Like, where are the X-Men, essentially? And Marvel didn't want to come out and say that, like, oh, we're not using them because of the rights and they're still with Fox. So they kind of gave us this weird explanation where they were like, what does it matter for the character, right? You're playing for the function. It doesn't matter if that character looks like Spider-Man or Doctor Strange. You're picking them because they're the tank or whatever, right? And it's like, that's only an element of it. I don't want to, when I play a game, I want to play characters I like, that are cool, that look rad or do cool things on screen. I don't just, very rarely does a player come in and go like, I'm only here to play tank. And even then, when you've got multiple tanks, right? Like here, you've got 9 tanks at this point. Which tank am I going to play? It's not so simple as just you're doing functions. And when people treat things so generically, that makes me go, you're not looking at this for what it is. You are looking at this in the sense of, how can I monetize this? How can I, you know, merchandise this? How can I make some money off of a Taco Bell like deal meal or whatever? Let's make a cup. And that in our current climate always makes me feel really slimy. We've talked about, I know I've talked about this definitely on this show, but the current climate we find ourselves in with entertainment is hyper corporate, right? Things like, you know, previously independent or relatively independent entities that were for creative means are now owned by conglomerations or corporations rather. DC is owned by Warner Brothers. Marvel is owned by Disney. A lot of the like manga magazines over in Japan are owned by like Toho or Toei. And the problem with that, and this has less to do with Japan, because Japan does take a lot of risk on new ideas and new concepts and stuff. But in the West, gone are the days of like, I want to do something genuinely unique because I think this is going to be a cool story to tell with the character, or this is going to da 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 da. Nowadays, it's, can we set something up to adapt later? How can I make this into a movie? How can we, if I make this character, is it going to be able to, or am I going to be able to like use it in a movie or a game? Like, what are we going to do? You can't just create anymore. You have to create and have a marketing plan. And that just always feels gross to me, because that's not how you do creativity, right? You don't corporate mandate things and say like the goal of this is to make product. We can get into a whole philosophy thing here, because now I can tell I'm leaning into my like, are video games, you know, art or product? And in my opinion gets really weird, because I go, video game, the thing you are buying, product. But all of the bits that make it up, art. The coding, the music, the art styles, the level design, all that stuff. That's art. But once you put it all together and you go, like holding it, I don't have a game in front of me, but like when you're holding it there, that's product. And it gets into this weird identity thing. But back to like how this applies to Marvel Rivals is, I see, like I said, every little bit of every aspect of this game has care. So for example, let's crack open Cap here, right? Oh, what's going on, Captain America? Look at that awesome animation. You look fantastic. So, whoops, where's my drink? Oh, it's right in front of me. For example, right? Let's look at look at Cap's alternate costumes. Yes, we have an Infinity War one, of course, because it's the MCU, guys. It's, people like it. We all here can admit that we even like this era, right? Like end of Phase 4. Awesome costume. But then they also go for like obscure costumes, but not just obscure. This is what I love, because this is kind of what we do at Bounding. They tell you, they give you a quote from the issue, and they tell you exactly what issue it comes from. So when I first logged in, I saw this costume. And I was blown away, because this costume, as you can see here, it's Captain AIM Erica. And it's from the Marvel Action Adventure series, which was the more like 12, 13-year-old oriented book that they did back in like it's right there, 2018. And they, you know, the Avengers got brainwashed to be AIM fighters, and it lasted for maybe the beginning like 5 pages of one issue. And yet here they are, going into those depths and going, let's get that for a costume. And then they also tell you, like, here it is. So they're not just going on Google, oh, look, there's a yellow Captain America. They're going, okay, there's a yellow cap. Now what does that mean? Is he just yellow? Is he changed? Like let's delve into it. And that to me is just like an insane amount of like care to all of this stuff. One of the other examples I really like pointing out is Magneto. By the way, Galacta, like, I'm so happy to see her back. I was a Galacta fan when they introduced her in like 2007. And when she showed up in the first trailer for this game, I lost it. I was like, no way, my girl. But, so we got Mags, right? Ooh, you look great, Magneto. Every character has this lore bit right here, which features 3 like very long, kind of like a light novel entry. If you play online games regularly, you kind of know what this is, right? Kind of like Genshin Impact logs and stuff like that. So each character has 3 of those, which they are releasing over time. But then, they have their little profile over here. Right here, do you guys see this? That right here at the corner of Magneto's name. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on this one because it's not as simple. But what you're seeing there is on every character's page. Here, I'll go back to Cap real quick. On their lore page, it's a fun little detail, but it's one of those things that really gets you like immersed. Each character has a signature, right? So you can see Steven Rogers, kind of a nice cursive, something you would have seen back in maybe the World War II era. We go to Johnny, you get that very quick celebrity sort of signature. You go to you go to Jeff. My name is Jeff. Just 2 little paw prints because that's how he would sign his signature. You go to Magneto. His signature is in the custom Krakoan language that Jonathan Hickman created specifically for the Krakoa era. They didn't need to do that, and yet they went, how are we true to the character? How do we communicate who he is? Boom. People there get these characters in ways that MCU writers don't. I know it's very easy to just take random swings at MCU writers, but we know that, right, guys? Look at how many times we see an interview where they go, oh, yeah, I didn't read the comics because I didn't care. Or, oh, I didn't like how that was a part of their original, blah, 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 blah. This game, again, we might not like something like Krakoa. We might not like, we might not like this, right? But I can still, like, credit where credit is due. You guys are doing effort. You're putting in deep cuts. You're playing where the cards lie. Even though people might not like Chasm or Krakoa, you're still finding ways to incorporate that in a way that makes sense. And, the fans who like it will like it. And the ones who don't can kind of just go, oh, that's neat, and move on. So I can't get enough of just all the level of detail we put into this stuff, right? If I'm not even lying to you guys, and this might be petty of me, I report everybody I see who wears the skin. I don't care if they're like on my team or if they're doing well, and I'm sure the report goes nowhere. But I get enraged when I see this jackass on my screen. But yeah, so between visual details like that, once we get into the game and we start looking at like attacks and levels and stuff, we'll see more of that. But there is just like, this is one of those products that's made with love, and you can tell it is for comic book fans, and I'm about that. I mean, guys, I can play as the Maker, my favorite like Marvel villain. I can play as him in this damn game. The last time I could play as the Fantastic Four, Ultimate Alliance 3. And that was at the very last DLC pack after the game was sort of already out of people's consciousnesses. So, and then, let's go even deeper cuts. Who even knew that Sue, like, who even knew Sue's malice form? It's a very, like, it isn't brought up a lot, and yet, boom, we got it, right? So, this game, you got to give it credit for its attention to detail, its commitment to the source material, its desire to respect all of it, right? Like, this is, I admit, guys, all good things must come to an end. Eventually, someday down the line, just like it happened with me and Overwatch, just like it happened with me and Halo Reach or Call of Duty Warzone or, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, any multiplayer game, there will be a point where it, either the maintenance starts getting bad and it just starts breaking and nobody cares, or the quality significantly goes downhill, or its time is up. I know that'll come eventually, but until then, I I gotta keep giving credit where credit is due. This is the sort of superhero game, or at least like multiplayer game, we deserve, right? One of my favorite Marvel video games, and the only other game I feel like I might go this hard regarding like comic book accuracy and stuff, is Ultimate Alliance 3. Because that game really took the Marvel continuity and made it into a story that worked, that treated everybody right, and made sense. And for those of you who have never heard me talk about, so my main piece of evidence to how well Ultimate Alliance 3 treats the source material is that, okay, that game came out, let's see, Ultimate Alliance 3 came out in 2019. That game came out in 2019 amidst the era where they're, you know, pushing characters like Miles and Kamala and really doing that thing where like, they're the bestest, the older heroes were all dumb, blah, blah, blah. In Ultimate Alliance 3, you can get to, there's a point where you fight Miles, Kamala, and Spider-Gwen all at once, and they're being mind controlled by Mysterio. And when they show up, they're very confident, like, you're villains, we're gonna take you down. And as soon as you kick their butts, you beat them, and their post-fight dialogue is all like, yeah, that was on me. Maybe I'm not maybe I'm not ready for this yet, or like, I'm so like, humility, instead of going like, okay, like, why did you fight me? I was handling that on my own. And so you just got to know how to write these characters. And unless you're like JMS, you very rarely do. But enough of my gushing. We will gush as we continue playing. Let's see what's going on in the costumes. First, what's new? What's new? Nothing is new. Nope, nothing new that I'm interested in. I want this one someday. I only can't justify this one because I don't play Punisher, but like $20.99. That is my jam, is $20.99. Yeah, like, again, guys, really, really good alternate costumes, really like cutting in, diving deep into comic lore and all that sort of fun stuff. But we don't need to just gush over alternate costumes. We can do that forever. Let's get our butts in a game. Let's see. Probably turn that up a little bit. Properties, property, 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 property.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Desktop audio. Let's crank that. Crank that, soldier. Boy, showing my age here, right? Also, I don't know who out there like plays this on PC. This game is fucking loud. Like, I turn it on and it's at that much on my volume mixer, blows the hell up. Just like, let's here. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit because you guys probably can't hear it. Open the mixer. There we go. That's probably about a good one. But if not, we will find out. All right, guys, who should we play? Oh, let's see. Everybody's already locked in.
Stay strong.
We got our tanks. We got our... All right, we'll be my girl. So this is my current main, or as much as I can describe having a main right now. You know what I need to do? I need to
After all these
switch.
years,
I need to
saving
switch
the world still
windows,
hasn't
because
gotten
right
old.
now I'm looking over there, and I don't want to look over there. I want to look over,
The battle starts in 5, 4,
and then I'll look over here to you
2,
guys.
1.
I'm back. Cool. Are we all good?
You need to stop that
Oh
vehicle
no!
in its tracks.
No, we can't do it like this. Hold on, I gotta switch it back. Something is going on with my graphics card lately, and you guys can probably see it, but like, why are we so dark on my primary monitor? Really, I really have no idea why. So let's just do this. I'm glad they dropped me in mid-match. Or maybe they didn't. Maybe we just unlocked it really fast. Holy crap. Oh, none of us were over there. Absolute tomfoolery.
I feel your pain.
Absolute tomfoolery.
Force burst.
Nobody's even out there, of course. Oh! gotta pull them in. Oh, I'm so screwed.
Anyone willing to help?
Go invisible!
Nice work, Namor. But don't
Oh, I don't have my invisibility. I'm so fucking dead. I'm so dead. Namor, help me. Oh my god. Woo!
They made it halfway! Stop them!
Oh no, there's a Spider-Man. I'm also really glad that in this game they actually gave Spider-Man like the respect he deserves.
We've got trouble.
He's genuinely scary and he's genuinely annoying to fight because he just keeps bouncing around. I feel like the Green Goblin, right? Like I understand his pain.
Think you're tough, Logan?
Got
Straight
you.
through you. Clear the way.
Take down this hole.
I got you covered. Nice work, Namor. Don't let it go to your head. Clear the way.
Oh my goodness. No! It's gonna happen again! Oh, is it lagging? Is it really lagging that bad on your end, Zero? Here, let me pull it up on my phone and see what you guys are seeing. Because if it's that bad, maybe we just call it. I don't want you guys like hyper stuttering the entire time. Jump. It's tricky. Oh, wow, that is really bad for you guys. What in the world? Okay, I know what to do here. Let me see what I can do.
There's still a chance to stop them.
Maybe we bring down all of this. Resolution mode, quality, medium. I don't need epic. I just need...
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Did that help? Let's see.
Feel the pull. Psionic surge. Anyone
That
willing
looks
to help?
slightly better. Now that it's not trying to like pump my shit up with like DLSS, if you will. Oh, push him off! Push him off!
I'm hulking.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Video is catching up on YouTube.
Thought you wouldn't count a few too many of them.
Let's see. Display. Let's bring down all of these settings. All right. We're looking a little better. I know my teammates probably hate me.
There's still a chance to stop them. Psionic surge.
Oof. Okay, that part you guys will probably get lag because I got really bad lag there too.
Tremble before blast.
It's clear I'm still needed here.
Let's see.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
Wow. That doesn't feel good. My computer says it's using 100% of my CPU, and that can't be right. Maybe that'll help. Let's kill this too. I don't need this right now. Oh, cool. Zero says looking less laggy. That is what I like to hear. Let's see if it can hold. I'm moving again.
I'm hulking.
Force burst.
Oh, that's actually looking kind of pretty good.
Anyone willing to help? I need assistance.
Oh. Wow. Don't even really know what happened right there. Oh, yeah, we're looking less laggy. Still, a little choppy.
I'll fight for my family until
Let's see.
the end.
I can probably bring more settings down and stuff. Off, apply, confirm, back.
Too many targets.
Too many targets. What the hell? Venom? Alright, whatever.
Feeling fantastic.
mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Whoa! Dude, we're gonna get shellacked.
Feel the pull! Bionic surge! Don't give them another inch!
Don't give them another inch.
Tremble before
Oh! Oh yeah, this is looking way better, huh, Zero?
Easily.
I'm sure Zero's the only one here, and that's fine, but at least I get to play Marvel Rivals. Dude, team, please.
Bionic burst! Systems restored.
No protection for healers. Zero protection for healers.
It's the world! It's clear I'm
I
still
don't
needed here.
appreciate it.
Force burst! I hate to admit it, Naina. I'm going to miss you.
Disappear. I will be the only one to defend. White women unite!
I have a shield, but no complaints.
Me and Dagger. Ugh. Yeah, like I said, Zero, I knew that this was going to be probably a little weird with the old rig still going, but if you guys want to hang out, you can hang out. If not, I would totally understand, but we didn't want to leave you hanging tonight for foil variant, and so this was the best thing I could deliver on a solo notice. That's still comic book related. Otherwise, you guys would just be sitting here watching me write bounding into comics articles all night. And quite entertaining. You guys want to see the end. You don't want a how it's made episode on articles. It's not that cool.
mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
Get Hulk! Oh yeah.
Please. I needed that more than you know.
Venom! Venom!
We've got trouble.
Venom, 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 Venom.
60 seconds left.
Tremble before fast!
Oh, I shouldn't have tried to fight Spider-Man on my own! Oh man, I just realized this is probably
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
we could do live investigative journalism, but it's really just a lot of
Against the world!
like copying one search term, putting it in quotation marks so it searches for the exact term, then doing the next one if I don't find what I need. Again, I love my job, and this is what I want to do because we as fans and stuff deserve better news and honesty, but that doesn't mean it's particularly fun to watch. There's a reason I'm still single, because you can't go out to girls and be like, "Hey, baby, you want check out these guns, right? Yeah, got that from Wikipedia."
You'll have to keep fighting.
Now, maybe they'll get impressed if you say it was from
clear I'm
Wikipedia.
still needed.
Oh, they're gonna win. Absolute
You can't expect to win them all.
insult. Insult! Ah. Oh yeah, I know. Guys, I said this over on my channel on the Valentine's Day show, because we actually streamed a Good Mab Ugly on the 14th of February. Being single ain't bad. I want to make sure, like, don't let yourself fall into that trap of like, nobody loves me, I'm weird, blah blah blah, I'm always going to be single, because you know what, who gives a shit? Like, be happy with you, and that's all that really matters. Like, yes, I'm single, but you know what, I've got great friends, I got a great job. I've got great hobbies. I'm fulfilled out here. So remember, look at a relationship as a compliment, not a solution. All right. Can I not get, let's see. I got some missions done there. Collect 5 health packs, give 2 upvotes. What is this, Reddit? Heal, and then complete matches. All right, we can do that. Susan Storm. Oh yeah, and side note, guys, while the match is loading, in case I don't think I said it on tonight's stream 3.0, but I said it when I first went live. If you have Andrew on, or if you know like Andrew's Twitter handle, if you're friends with him on Discord, or even if you're not like a mutual of his on Twitter, reach out to the guy, give him your love. Yeah, let him know you miss him, let him know you love him, let him know it's not the same show without him, and that Mav desperately cannot be left to his own devices to stream alone. Oh man, they took my girl. All right, guys, who should I be now? That's an easy question.
I've seen wonders out there in the cosmos few humans
Duh Maker. Duh Maker. Duh rules.
My inventions have saved worlds, but the best thing I ever built
We'll be coming in
was
30
my
seconds.
family.
Stay strong.
But the best thing I felt was my family.
Please tell me this isn't the date night you've been planning for us, Reed.
No, but when you think about it, what could be more romantic than saving the universe side by side?
Literally anything.
Wow, rude. And see, like, look at another like detail point are the interactions. They all work. Nobody feels they're written completely out of character or like they're trying to be the MCU or anything.
But no complaints.
Like think about just even a couple years ago, if you made a game that had Reed and Sue in it, you would probably get a lot of dialogue from Sue about like, you know, I don't need, you know, I'm not defined by my husband or whatever, or a lot of like, Reed's kind of a jackass. But in this game, like, yeah, maybe Reed gets lost in his work, but that's Reed and Sue knows it. You know what I mean?
A futile attempt. What a relief.
Luffy, Gear 4. Fuck. Die, Magneto. Oh my God. Somebody.
I'll do my best to carry on.
His healer kept him alive.
Solved.
Oh no, there's definitely lag happening, guys. Let's see if I can, you know, kill some more stuff to free it up. But we were laggy. Zero said we were getting better. Maybe we re-lagged. Oh, you mean like lagging behind? Yeah. The stream is a little bit lagging behind. That's just kind of YouTube's input. Yes, we are dropping some frames, Chuck, because streaming it and then going through the OBS and then shooting it over to YouTube, just that'll happen. This should be the only Mav Solo Rivals foil variant that is this choppy, because like we hit earlier, there's the new powerhouse is ready to go.
We are in this together.
I'm gonna pull back up the feed just to make sure things are not as terrible as I fear they are. Yeah, little choppy, I see that. That's okay.
Assistance, please.
If I would put this to like PS1 graphics, but unfortunately it doesn't go that low. Where is anybody? There.
That almost hurt. What a relief.
Got him! Revenge! I'm gonna clap you!
Fantastic!
Ultimate!
My hypothesis.
Death!
Always prevails.
Double kill! Oh, we're going on a rampage now, boys.
Not so fast, friend.
Disappear!
Oh my goodness. Sakura! No, there is no specific Marvel Rivals live channel. I more meant in the future, if Andrew can't make it and we don't want to leave you hanging, I'll definitely, you know, be playing more games, whether that's Rivals, whether that's another comic book related game, like once we get there. But yeah, no, you know both of my channels, Foil Variant and Kabuto Studios. I'm not, I don't have enough time in the damn day to do a whole independent gaming channel. I don't even have enough time to play video games myself. I'm not gonna lie, I'm using this as sort of an excuse to get some Rivals time in.
I am ready to put on a show.
Where is anybody? There they are.
Great.
Uh-oh.
Onk's power's been neutralized.
Only 60 seconds left.
Ooh, really? Only 6? We kind of clobbered you guys. Ouch. Got him!
Rise, my friends!
Damn you, Sue! She got away. Get away from the Onk!
That almost hurt. We have to see this through to the end.
That... Why would the thing try to fight me like in a distance, like try to close the distance? I can close the distance just by stretching. Go Gear 5-0. Gear 5-0! I see you, Adam Warlock. What are you doing?
Keep fighting until the winner.
I can recreate the ultimate universe!
Feeling fantastic.
Oh, that doesn't lift him. I mean, that makes sense because he's heavy, but whoa, didn't see that one coming. Oh, victory! We got one! Big win! Remember how this was like one of the one of 3 cool scenes in Multiverse of Madness when they actually let Sam Raimi be Sam Raimi and do creepy things? One of the cool things about this game, and I like it, is that you can upvote yourself. And you know what? It's like, I know I did good, even if all of you other bitches didn't. That's right, 0? Nice. I wish I had like a W counter or something. But then it would be bad, because then all the L's would start just like ticking up. Oh, let's check in on the board game. We gotta check in on the board game, guys. Yeah, so the current like event that's going on is you play matches, you get these little like jewel orb currencies, and then you come here and you roll a dice and you move spaces and you see what you can get. The main prize for this mode is this skin for Black Widow. Very, very good skin. I'm a sucker for cowgirls, dude. I don't know what it is. Like, even my I have a Gamer Subs cup, right? Like my only Gamer Subs cup. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! But unfortunately, I don't play Black Widow because she's kind of bad. But yeah, that's the point of this mode. Just a fun little like extra thing. So let's see. Oh, I can't roll yet? What do I need to do? Heal and complete matches. Okay, whatever. You lied to me. Let's play. So it also kind of, I'm not gonna lie though, it kind of bugged me that I had to buy this blue and black version of the Fantastic Four uniform. I mean, it's only like $5, whatever. But it's like, see, you can see right there, like the default one for the Rivals universe is that blue and white. Kind of cool, but blue and black, that's the Four. I kind of wouldn't mind them adding the red suits that Bendis, was it Bendis? It was that era of Fantastic Four, like right after Original Sin and stuff. I liked the red suits they got. Like aesthetically, I don't think they worked narratively, and it was sort of weird. But aesthetically, it was pretty cool. And hey, Rivals, you haven't done me wrong yet. So
I'm not the type who fades quietly into the background. We didn't ask to be heroes, but we always answer the call.
Taunt. And then look! There's a bunch of like Chibi Galactus sprays.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
You get your Twitch drops on?
Everyone is looking at me as if they know me. It's a strange feeling.
You may have just been unthawed in your time.
Yeah, and see like things like
but
this.
To us, you were a trusted friend for ages.
That's another cool element of this game is that all the versions, like all the characters we're seeing, aren't necessarily from the same realities or the same continuities. For example, like the Captain America, he's from a timeline where he woke up in 2099. And so that's what he just said to Sue right there. He's like, it's weird that everybody recognizes me. And she's like, trust me, in our timelines, it's a bit different. Or like for anybody out there who knows my absolute obsession with like Peach Momoko, her Demon Days Psylocke is the version of Psylocke in this game rather than the like X616 version. Oh my god, the Hulk! Run! Run!
It was an honor to serve with you.
Run! Oh no! Wow, they actually saved. Did you guys see that? They saved me because my double jump wouldn't have put me up here. But then the like hit explosion popped me up. That was nice. I can live with that.
Nice. Feel the pull. Psionic surge.
Oh, is Cap dead? Did you get Cap? I'm fucking dead. Oh, I'm so dead. Oh, I'm so dead.
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
Thought you wouldn't see me again. You want a piece of me, boy? I don't know if anybody here ever played StarCraft, but that line has been stuck in my head for like since I was 12, 11. When you pick a Terran Marine unit, just you want a piece of me, boy. You want a piece of me, boy. You want a piece of me, boy. My team, I could use you.
There's still a chance to stop them. Psionic surge.
Woo! Chaos! Chaos! Why is Dagger not doing anything?
I got you covered.
I have one health. Somebody! Knew that was gonna happen.
Thought you wouldn't see me again?
Thought you wouldn't see me again. No! They pushed it far. Frick.
Now might be a good time to stop them.
This is another cool thing too. If you are in the spawn room when they hit like the next checkpoint, you have the option to auto respawn out there instead of having to like run all the way. I don't know if anybody played Overwatch or anything like that, but that was an annoying, not fun. Very cool, not fun. Very not cool fun. Yeah, Chuck says one of the guys at my LCS is a Peach Momoko fan. It's one of the like differentiation points between me and Andrew. I love her stuff because it's so like manga-y and Japanese-y. Andrew's not the biggest fan because he's like, I want like house style, and I totally get it, but I like every time Peach draws something, I lose it. Also, she's like a genuine, like she's a cutie. If I ever met her in real life, I'd end up I'd be like Yamcha. I would just like start nosebleeding, not knowing what to say. I would probably say something like really stupid about a piece she didn't even draw. Like I would mix it up in my head. Oh, I loved your Witchblade #1 foil cover. That was J. Scott Campbell. Oh shit. How is it just me and Thor? That's not gonna win us anything. Get Mags! I used my ult and I canceled out your ult.
I am ready to put on a show. Psionic burst.
Ooh, we going crazy right now. Woo.
A little help, please.
Never miss.
Even with Luna's ult, you guys couldn't break through us? Come on, that's not good for you guys.
Psionic burst.
Hawkeye? Nah.
Vortex field. They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
What? They got it? How'd they get it? Oh, we must have like jumped off of it just for a second. That sucks. Ooh. Ooh. Her stuff feels so alive to me, right? Like you can really get the fluidity of it.
Until the end.
Nope. Yeah, 100%. Chuck says I should have gone with what I was going to say, but I was being nice. I was going to say simp. It seems I was correct. Oh, you had it in one, my friend. You definitely had it in one. Pretty girls, man. That's the weakness.
Force burst.
I'd be a terrible spy. I would get caught by like every honey trap. I cannot fight them alone. What am I supposed to do? We'll do this. Oh, that takes me out! No.
It's now or never.
Oh, I didn't know taunting takes me out of my fucking invisibility. Oh, Venom!
That's much better. Feel the pull. They got behind you.
Oh, what was that? What was that? That's scary. Anytime I randomly get popped up, I start getting very, very scared. Woo! Thor! Get them! Wow, we rained hell down upon them right there. That was awesome. This ain't working out for them. This is bad. I saw that. You don't get to, like, skip the line.
Clearly you needed some help. Feeling fantastic. Clear your suit. Go. Perfect. Psionic burst.
Who is that? Is that Doctor Strange? Oh no, that's our Thor. Obviously, because this game is Chinese, like a lot of the alternate costumes are like Chinese, like culture, like related, like dancing lions and zodiac and stuff. They're cool, but damn, if they are like the hardest like I don't remember what any of the Chinese characters look like ever. So we're on the battlefield, and I'm like, who the hell is that?
That's much better. No worries, I've got your back.
Leave them to Khonshu.
Woo, Khonshu! Oh, I see your comment, Chuck. I'm gonna highlight it in just a second. Squirrel girl! Woo!
No worries, I've got your back. That's much better. Psionic surge.
Love battlefield medicine.
Anyone willing to help? Us against the world.
I'm so tense! Oh, there it goes. Okay. Chuck says, well, I can understand if we're talking a talented nerd chick that's hot. They're like unicorns, rare, magical, and hard to catch.
I don't give
Oh,
up
dude.
so easily.
Nerd nerd women, most of all, love them to death. They're the kryptonite. But in my experience, they tend to fall into the like the select 2 menu option way more than anybody else. If and what I'm talking about is like there's that joke, semi-joke. Oh, I thought Thor! Oh my god! Why did Thor jump off the edge? Are you kidding me? There is that like half joke, half truth. That's like, you know, if you're looking for a partner, you can only pick 2. It's like they can be hot, smart, or mentally stable. You can only pick 2. You can't have all 3, right? That's maybe that's just the women I tend to gravitate towards, but I have seen that in spades. Oh, we won! Yes! Big win. Yeah, see, like here's a Chinese costume. Who's that supposed to be? I don't even know who that actually is. That Moon Knight? It is Moon Knight, right? Like, who the hell are you? I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you? Upvote. And then I also like that they're not just picking like big main characters for this game, right? Like your core Avengers from the movies or whatever. Like we've got a sizable chunk of both A and then like an occasional D lister, some good amount of C's and B's. C's and B's.
Hero or villain. I'm
C's
not
get degrees. Bum 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 bum. Requesting hero team. I'm not picking either of those 2 nerds. Screw that. Screw that! Chuck says, my wife is a normie, but she's attractive and not stupid. That's what we can all only hope for, right, Chuck? I'm glad. I'm glad you have someone though. I'm glad that she at least she'll at least probably go to like nerdy movies with you, right? At the very least, she'll entertain it. Who should we play, guys? Let's play. I don't. Do we need a healer? Yeah, but we don't want.
We are Cloak and Dagger.
We'll be Cloak and Dagger.
Kai and I create equilibrium. When it gets
Nice.
disturbed.
Oh no, I'm covering.
You know, if Hydra had a base on a split-level ranch...
I was trying to show you guys her butt, but her butt is literally covered by the word bubble in my name. And because of the like, that's how the game positions her. I can't really like get a better angle. That's hilarious.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it?
Once we get this timeline thing sorted out, I'm taking a long vacation
And also like
with lots of stuff to steal.
the dialogue, right? Like this is I just realized this listening to Rocket's voice line. They could have easily like let's be honest, guys. This game comes out, it was gonna make a bonkers amount of money. Maybe it wouldn't have had the same, like, even if it was bad, a live service Marvel like hero shooter game, that's gonna get people interested, and it probably would have done like really good business in the first like couple months and then died or whatever. But thankfully we didn't get that. But in that alternate timeline, can you imagine like so many of the voice lines and stuff would be just MCU parodies? Like every line Rocket would say would be, "Hey, can I have that? Hey, can I borrow that arm? Hey, can I steal that?" He might say it once to Bucky in this game, but even then I don't think I can't remember if he really does. Dagger time! Oh, I couldn't hold out! Oh man, Chuck, who doesn't love Alita Battle Angel? Like, first of all, good taste on your wife. That is such a good movie. Second, sad we'll never see like a sequel. It makes me so, even though I know they're all working on it and they want to do it, but they're just nobody wants to greenlight it for some reason. I was really bummed. So from Alita, that's where I first learned of the lead actress, Rosa Salazar, and she was actually supposed to be in, oh crap, she was supposed to be in Brave New World, the Captain America movie, as freaking Diamondback, like the pink-haired, sometimes ally, sometimes enemy of Cap. And she was on their like set photos, and you can see her, and she was all ready to go. And she filmed and everything. And then, as we all know, because of the reshoots, if you go and look at a lot of pre-release stuff from Brave New World, like leaked concept art or behind-the-scenes photos and stuff, it's very clear that at a certain point, it was supposed to be. Screw you! I'm gonna use my ult. What are you gonna do about it? Like Brave New World was way comic bookier. I don't know who here has seen the movie, but for example, in the movie, the leader, his like deformity is he has like a cordyceps head, right? Like from The Last of Us, so it's all wrinkly and like and has pustules and stuff, and it's gross. In the original like promo art that they actually sold on some like shirts and stuff, the leader had his tall like stupid comic book head. So they really wanted to do that movie as like a comic book movie at some point, but then they probably got scared because the MCU is dying, and they went, oh, let's copy the Winter Soldier. We got to get a hit. And so we got the boring results that we got. And, you know, they cut Rosa Salazar, they cut Diamondback, they cut all that stuff. And that's where I was going with that, is they cut Rosa from that movie, and it bummed me out because I thought she could have been really cool. Yeah, Captain Mackie was not it was not a good film. Why can't I move? What the frick? It wasn't letting me through the barrier. That was weird. And it's like, I'm not...
Everybody needs a hand sometimes.
I like Anthony Mackie, and honestly, how do I put this? Like, in a vacuum, the idea of Sam becoming, like, the next Cap, in pretty much any continuity, whether it's comics, MCU, not so much, but in comics at least, right? Like, I'm not necessarily opposed to the idea of Sam becoming Cap. It makes sense. Like, they were, partners for a long time. Also, just like the Falcon identity is kind of lame. I like his original suit, but then they've never been able to really do anything with him past that one. So I think that you could have done it really well, but the problem is, we know they originally only gave him the mantle because it was virtue signaling. Like, we know too much of the behind-the-scenes politics and everything going on in Marvel Comics that it's never going to sit right. If they have made, at some point, let's say like before Bucky came back, right? Before they did Brubaker's it was Brubaker. Before he did his Winter Soldier arc. If there was an era where Sam had gotten the shield, I would have been like, that totally makes sense. Oh, I'm alive! Oh, die! Oh my! Ulted myself right off the cliff. Are you kidding me? They could have just given us Black Falcon. Dude, unironically, he was cooler as Falcon than he is as Captain America. I really liked Sam when he was Falcon in Winter Soldier, and then, well, Civil War too, but also Ant-Man. I thought he worked really well. And it's also weird to me, like, why doesn't... Remember how Sam used to have double machine guns? Like, that was part of his kit? Like, he'd fly and then... He doesn't have them anymore. And I genuinely couldn't tell you why. I don't think it's like a liberal, like, oh, guns bad thing. I don't think it's that. I don't know what it is. It's just super weird. I think they knew that if they gave the lead character of this movie, like, dual machine guns that he could just use whenever, a lot of it would have been solved very, very fast.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
Oh, man. Do you remember Sam's, like, right before they made him Captain America, they gave him that really awful, like, black and red suit? I don't even know what it would be called, but that one was ugly. That was ugly. And then don't get me started on, like, the new Falcon. One of the things I can say about Brave New World is that those two, like, Mackie and the guy who plays the new Falcon, at least have good chemistry. when they're on screen and interacting, I can believe it. The Falcon character himself, like, even Marvel knew that it was a massive misstep, because that dude doesn't, like, I don't remember the last time I saw him in a comic. After, oh, I'm a mutant half Falcon hybrid thing, in a really, like, even that suit was, that's why I kind of got on that topic of Falcon 2, was his green suit is really bad. Like, easily one of the more ugly ones across the 616. Oh, don't die on me, Dagger. Lights out.
Helping from the shadows.
No disturb. Oh, get the Hulk! Really, guys?
They're coming up ahead.
Oh, he is so smoked.
Well done, little friend.
Welcome to the Dark Force dimension.
I was in trouble. Here, follow enemy.
God! Oh my, I can't believe I killed Dagger and was able to get away with that. My goodness. Or not kill Dagger, but kill whoever I was fighting. Was it Hulk? I don't remember anymore. No, Human Torch. Oh, shit!
Us against the world.
We are undefeatable!
Get him!
Let's pop back up under their noses.
You're only delaying the inevitable, Banner. They're not even on the point. They're in ours. Oh no, that's their spawn. Sucker. I would love to see a solid Luke Cage. By far, Blade is my favorite comic book adaptation. So I actually liked Luke Cage. I really liked him. I think Mike Coulter did a great job as him, and I liked everything up until Diamondback dies. Right? I know I'm not discovering any Americas here. I'm pretty sure that's the general consensus. But I really liked the series up till then. I would like to see him come back and get just more dues. I think Mike Coulter's a cool guy. I want him to keep acting. As far as Blade, yeah, I mean, the Blade movies are up there. For me, I think my favorite comic book adaptation, like if we're talking movies, I think I might have to go with either like Spider-Man 1 or 2, the Raimi films.
The battle starts in 5.
I think those to me,
3, 2.
again, personal, just like personal like hero preferences. I agree with you. Blade is fucking amazing, and I love him, and I'm like, yeah, dude, good choice, hell yeah. There's a reason they can't get Mahershala Ali's film off the ground. You know what I'm saying? So it's really sad that like this game, like Marvel Rivals, treats all these characters with way more respect than Marvel has in ages. Remember the Cloak and Dagger show? You don't, because I was the only one who watched it. Or remember when they were like, we're gonna do Marvel Supernatural, starting with a like, not like the Supernatural show, but start doing like Supernatural genre stuff. And their first one was like, we're gonna do the Damien Hellstrom series, and then they filmed it, and then they went, we're actually gonna like completely disconnect this from Marvel, and you're not even gonna know it's actually Damien Hellstrom. And I was just like, that was such a weird era, man. I never. This is what I never understood about the Marvel like MCU TV era before they went to Disney Plus. They were licensing shows everywhere, And like that just doesn't seem conducive to your crossover plans, right? Like Runaways was a freebie show. Hellstrom and Cloak and Dagger were ooh. And then like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., ABC, like proper. So I couldn't tell you what they were trying to do, but it was a very weird time. I'm still really bummed that Gabriel Luna never got his chance as like I liked his Ghost Rider. I really did. I even thought they adapted him to look pretty cool, which was surprising, especially at the time, given again Marvel TV budgets and where they were at.
This is real.
Heal! Oh my God, Iron Man! I'm sorry.
Us against the world.
Death! 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 Not my death! The Cloak and Dagger movie. No, very different production, my friend. Yeah, the TV show.
Don't mind if I do.
The area's almost yours.
It was like, and I mean this like actually honestly, not in the way that a lot of people just like flippantly throw it out. It felt like a generic CW teen drama, but you gave them superpowers. Like they didn't even connect it to Marvel really. And so it was super just odd. I don't know. I think I kind of remember finding the girl who played Cloak to be cute, but that was also a long time ago, and I'm also a giant sucker for blonde women.
This is real firepower.
This is not good for us. Yes, Maggie! We can win this! Oh, Groot! Moron! Don't get off the point! That's like one of those roles where we didn't know what we were getting, and we were so blessed to get it. Like, I love... Even outside of his like... Okay, so like, I just love Willem Dafoe. I think he's one of the best actors. But the way he does Norman, he does the personality swap insanely good, right? Like there's the big difference in the way he carries Norman as like a businessman, and then the Goblin, to me, I think about how Norman, I'm a businessman, I got my suit on, and then when Goblin has Spider-Man like tied up and he's taunting him, he's like walking around, he like knocks him on the head, he like leans against the wall. Perfect. But then there's also those subtle, the more subtle moments, and I think there might be more than just this one. This is the only one I'm like remembering though. But like when they're doing the Thanksgiving dinner and Norman realizes that Peter is like that whole, it's a masterclass on facial acting, and he's just, and then of course like the part like you can't do this to me, like you can't do this to me. There's such an earnest, I don't know, he just kills it, man. Can we do like retroactive Oscars? Can we award him that? Sakura says, during my research of 01 topics, is it just me or superhero fatigue is just one big Among Us game? I'm only taking your comment down, Sakura, so I can see the screen so we can play. But I think what you're asking is it sort of like and correct me if I'm wrong, buddy, but what I'm reading from that is like it just keeps flipping whether this is going to be superhero fatigue or this is superhero fatigue, right? Like every time a movie comes out, we go, this is it, and then it never is, and then it's always that one, and so it's kind of like playing Among Us, right? Like you got to look out for the one, you never know which one it's going to be. I don't think you're wrong in that assessment, and I think you have something there. I've never framed it like that, so bear with me while I try to like give my analysis on it while also playing. Yes and no. I think a lot of it is what do we need? We need a tank. Let's be Penny. I think how do I put? I think your read of it is kind of on point. I would say though, it's less like random chance when that happens, and it's more like everybody keeps hitting the like emergency button and trying to vote out X, Y, or Z movie when it never is, and then we never ever pick it. The issue, Sakura, is that it's like
3, 2, 1.
How do I put this? It's
Securing the mission area.
you know, Cider and I talked about this a lot. There's not so much a genre fatigue so much as it is, you know, a quality fatigue. Because anytime a good superhero thing genuinely comes out, it does well. You know, just look at No Way Home. Look at this game. Look at, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't really have an opinion, but I know a lot of people do like the Batman with Robert Pattinson. So we have to stop looking at every project as a quote-unquote superhero project and start looking at it just on its own, right? Because I think more often than not, we can look at these projects and go, ooh, that's going to be bad. Like, oh yeah, that's not going to be great. So we don't need to come out every time and go, yep, this one is going to fail because superhero fatigue. We can just go, it's going to fail because it looks like shit. Not everything has to be super deep. I'm also getting slacked right now. Oh my goodness, do I need to like switch? Who do we have? I'll be Venny.
Better stop that vehicle.
Hey, Timon is back. Timon, how did the match go? I am not checking any scores right now because we're live, obviously. I'm gonna bet that Brazil won that one. They've been a little better in recent years. Yeah. Chuck saying the Willem Dafoe Green Goblin night and day in a way that makes it. How do we put this? It's not like a jarring transition, right? It's not like ooh that felt weird. Like why is he? It feels natural. It feels like, oh, this is what would happen. Like, oh, I can feel him. Yeah! He's such a good. Even when he came back in No Way Home, I was like, oh, this is good. He's so good. Like when he's playing the like, help me. I'm so, I don't know what I'm like. I need help, Aunt May. When he's doing that, he's just a man of multitude. If you guys haven't, if you want to see like good acting from him. Put on any movie, but I'm a big particular fan of The Lighthouse with him and, you know, speak of the devil, Robert Pattinson. I think that's a really good movie. And he gets to fuck off, Star-Lord. Oh my god. Oh, I got killed during my ult. All right, I can't be Venom. Venom's not working out.
Wow, 4 in a row.
You get a weapon. You get a web.
It's got to be Penny because he's the only one with distance. But and then yeah, Chuck says it's crappy movie fatigue. Exactly right. Like again, we are in the era. And again, I'm not trying to position myself as if I'm discovering anything new or I'm some big intellectual. But like we're in that era where we get like 90 movies a week. We get 90 video games a week. We don't have time to invest in all of this stuff. So we want quality experiences because it's so easy to get into a crappy one. And you guys are definitely on point. You can always see good projects. Maybe they don't do, you know, sometimes they don't do maybe as well as we think they deserve. But good projects will get, you know, attention. They'll get a cult following, a reputation, and people know quality. Let's put it that way, right? The question of fatigue won't really come up again until we're in a period where everything is good, right? If we were in a period where every superhero movie was good and the numbers were going down, that would be fatigue. Because people would just be going, they're good, but I'm not interested anymore. But when everything is really bad, it's what, you know, like me and you and Chuck are saying, Sakura. It's people going, I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out. That is the 4th time Star-Lord got his damn special. How is that possible? You have got to be kidding me. Timon says, playing Suikoden 2 remastered, as good as I remember. Good. I'm glad when remasters can still hold on to that charm. We see way too many that destroy so much of it. The one I always bring up is Chrono Trigger, right? When they were like, we're going to bring this to mobile. And sure, looks great. But then they got rid of like the fonts. So it was all just generic Arial. And it looked so cheap and it looked so bad. Also, see, this is what I'm talking about. Chinese, right? Do you know who those two were? That was Iron Fist and Star-Lord. But you wouldn't fucking know that. I like the costumes. They're cool. I just can't tell who the Chinese ones are. It's the, it's cool. I just didn't think it would be Chinese. Sakura! Right. Lack of creativity is also part of it, as every superhero movie tries to be a Marvel movie instead of standing on their own ground. Bing, like, you just hit that so perfectly, Sakura, right? Like, too many things try to emulate the MCU, and this more applies to, you know, Phase 4 and before, but what a lot of people didn't understand was Marvel planned things, or they at least had like a roadmap. Whereas things like DC, they're just throwing it out there. Nowadays, I can't really give Marvel kind of any credit for anything, considering how many shuffles and resets, and they're in a bad way right now. But yeah, if we had more unique,
you'll need a top-notch team
different
to win
offerings,
this
I think that would. Blah, 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 blah. If things were more unique and didn't overlap, you're completely right, Sakura. Like, it would be, we would have more things. Things would probably be doing better, because it'd be like, oh, do I want like a quippy, snappy superhero movie, or do I want something more serious? But instead, it's all quippy, snappy. I am not a particular fan of ooh, I'll be Iron Man.
I never wanted to be Iron Man, but it worked out for
When I'm Iron Man, I can team up with the Hulk, and he gamma charges my blast. But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I'm not like particularly the biggest fan of him, but one of the things I always thought could have worked in DC's favor with having Zack Snyder at the helm of everything was that, again, even if I didn't like it, it was at least a sort of different feeling world than the Marvel Universe. You know, more gritty, a little more dark. I wouldn't say grounded per se, but a little more heavy, dark, you know, nightmare, all that stuff. And I thought that could have been a decent differentiator for the two companies. Unfortunately, again, you can make things, you know, as pretty as you want and have all the right genres or whatever, or tones, but if the writing is bad and everything else, none of that matters, right? I like Iron Man because I can just sit up here and ding at people. Like another Iron Man. Or a Rocket Raccoon! Or a Venom!
Going for 4.
How did I get 3 kills off of that one Unibeam? Damn! Which I also, but on that like tone difference between Marvel and DC, I did always find it funny that DC ended up being the one that went darker over Marvel, because so like Andrew and I have talked about this before, but the way we view the differences in Marvel and DC is like DC heroes are gods trying to be men, and Marvel heroes are men trying to be gods. So like with that differentiator and that sort of theme, it always made way more sense that Marvel would be the more gritty, street level, I was too close to the pulse, thing like that. Because, like, Superman, man in a blue suit with a red cape flying around, that's inherently, like, positive and cheerful, or Wonder Woman. But then we got it the other way around, and I always thought, again, I like that early MCU stuff. I'm not against it. I was just like, oh, that's a funny little dichotomy, if you will. Yes! Oh, that's theirs? Fuck off. Double kill, baby! You can't get me. She thought she could survive by putting up her ult. No, sir. Stark Industries Worldwide 2020. 2025, whatever year it is. I don't care.
The sooner we deliver it, the better.
That's better.
Get Iron Man. Timon says, we won 2-1. Lousy game. Coach is clueless. Ain't that the truth? I'd still take 2 wins over anything we get out of Manchester United. Let's be real.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Full gamma power, baby. Dude, we're just like nuking them from orbit. That can't be fun. But I don't care because we're winning, baby. What you nerds get? Ooh. Chuck said, I loved Nosferatu. I also really like The Wild Robot and Heretic. The best movie I've seen in the last couple years is Godzilla -1. Those are all really good picks. I'm trying to remember which one Heretic was. Because I feel like that was a good one. I just can't, like, a lot of those one title horror movies always get mixed up in my head, like Heretic, Hereditary, that sort of stuff. Yeah, sadly, I don't get to see a lot of movies. And what I do get to see, it's unfortunately more often than not terrible because I have to watch it for work, right? Like, last movie I saw was Captain America. I don't even remember what I think before that, the last movie I saw in a theater was Barbie. And then before that, like Mario, right? Like, and that's on me. I totally know that. It's just, again, it's like, I want to watch good stuff, but this is the circumstances of the situation. But no, I've heard all of those are good. Shout out to our buddy, good friend of both me and Andrew, good friend of Foil Variant, Jonas Campbell of That Park Place. He loves The Wild Robot. Like, he took his kids to see that, and they were all blown away, which made me super happy because that movie, that's what we're talking about, right? Like, we need creativity. We want anything original. No, you don't. Nerds! Youch! That's right. That's what it was. Right. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Now I can see it in my head. Yeah, I heard that one was good, and I feel like I read some interview where he was like Hugh was like very, very stoked about like the entire project. So I'm glad to hear that's good. Again, that's in case you guys don't ever catch me over there on Good Mab Ugly over on my channel. That's sort of the thesis of the entire show, right? Is that a lot of things suck nowadays. Do not get me wrong. And every day we have to wake up and it seems like we're dealing with, oh, another reboot, another bad creator move. Oh, we're gonna blah, 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 like whatever, just bad decisions all around. But there's still good stuff. There are still things that, like, if you like movies, they're still good movies. If you like games, they're still good games. And as much as we call things out, it's still very important to remind ourselves of that, focus on that, bring attention to that sort of stuff. So I say that because that's exactly what you're kind of proving, right, Chuck? Not that you were, I'm not saying you, Chuck, were going like, oh, it all sucks, whoa. But there are people like that, but there's good stuff. There is still, it's just, the good stuff is no longer like, I wouldn't ever have called good stuff necessarily mainstream, but now it's definitely way pushed to the side. Oh man, Chuck says my wife and I saw the Wild Robot at Alamo Draft House. I've always wanted to go, man. Back when I was in my younger days, when I was way more of a movie connoisseur and I actually had time to watch things, I was always like, I need to go there. I want to get one of their pint glasses. It just kind of like what we're talking about with Marvel Rivals, right? Like, I go there, they like movies. They're not just screening it because they need the money to pay their rent, which is nothing wrong with that. Just a different atmosphere. All right, let's see. We're at 2.5 hours. Let's do one more match. I'm not done hanging out with you guys yet. We'll do one more match, and then we'll probably call it a night because I still do have to do some bounding work. Timon says, last movie I saw in cinemas was... Oh,
ya,
God.
yo soy feliz. Ya saqué el MVP con Spider-Man.
I hate public chat, so I'm muting the game until I can get in there and mute everybody. But Timon says, last movie I saw in cinemas was, I'm presuming Jurassic World, right? So Jurassic World 4, 3, 1, and Joker. Is that Joker 1 or 2? I definitely saw Joker 1 in theaters way back in the day. Not wasting my time on number 2 for any amount of time, like no seconds. Yup. Yeah, Chuck, that's what I've... where's my cursor? There it is. Yeah, I've actually heard that comparison between Butterfly Effect and Usual Suspects before. So definitely, like, I want to check it. I have so big ass lists of like books I want to, like comics I want to read, movies I want to watch, and like movies and all that stuff. That's the origin of the temporary cancer joke that Andrew and I always say, because I want to be able to catch up to all this stuff. I want to play some games. I want to watch some movies. I just don't have the time. And I feel like the only way I'll have the time is if I get cancer, because then I'm sick and nobody can demand that I go do things. My body really can't do anything else than lay around and recover. And that's why I say I want it temporary, because I know cancer's no joke. I've lost a lot of family members to it. So I want to get better, but I do want like 5 months off where I can just sort of sit and play video games. Ooh, that's a little bit of lag because it is a war zone over here. Everybody died. Oh, okay, John Wick and Joker 1. Okay, John Wick, way better of a choice. I can get behind those. I'm not a big fan of the Jurassic World movies. Andrew loves them. He has a big soft spot for the Jurassic Park movies. I wasn't the biggest fan of them, but hey, if you went and saw them, you went and saw them. I wasn't going to say nothing. But yeah, the John Wicks are that's cinema, man. Absolute cinema. Woo! Run! Heal, Doctor Strange! I knew that was going to happen. Timon says, saw the first Jurassic World, and that was it. The others not even on TV. Yeah, I saw the first one in theaters. I think I caught the second at like a friend's house or something. Like it was one of those movies like we put on while we were all hanging out and like drinking or whatever, and occasionally a glance over. I think I watched... That's as much as I've gotten on that one. Didn't watch any of the others because that first one kind of made me angry enough as it was. Like, you don't create a theme park where, okay, like that section with the kids, right? Where they get in the little ball ride and they go weaving in and out of the Brontosaurus. Like, I get it. Cool experience. But you don't, like, think about what this actually is, not just the digital graphics on screen. Like, you don't put like guests of zoos or safari parks or whatever in the animal enclosures at all, but least of all without anybody to handle them, right? That's why even on safari, when you go in like Africa, they have guides and they tell, I got stuck on a tree. Damn. But yeah, the guides keep you in the truck. They say, do this, do that. They look out for you. In the movie, they go, oh yeah, you can just roll around in this ball around a bunch of brontosaurus, and it's there's no track. It's like an auto remote track sort of thing, and then guess what? We also include an a super easily accessible emergency thing where you can just take it off the fucking path if you want, and it would be like putting somebody in a little red flyer wagon and pushing them into the lion cage. I had to suspend too much disbelief for that to work for me, and that was sort of where I went, all right, we're not doing this, and this sucks now. And then admittedly I was open for the idea of the second one, because hold on, shit, not Bucky. Ugh. I was open, when they said number 2, and it's going to be about the dinosaurs have escaped and they're all over the earth. I went, I could really be into this. Give us sort of, not quite an anthology movie, but, go to different cities and locations and show us how the world is reacting to this. I don't know if you guys remember, but the trailers had some pretty cool shots. One of the ones I remember really well is, we are all dead. The shot that I'm talking about that I remember really well was a pterodon. It had a nest on top of the some skyscraper in Chicago, and I was like, that's the story. I want to see stuff like that. And then 2 was just, we're going back to the island, and then I think in 3 they actually went out into the world and we saw a little bit of that. But then I learned that it was only maybe 5 minutes at the beginning of the movie, and I was just so disappointed, man. I'm not against it. If it's good, I'll like it. But you got to, at this point, you got to prove that to me, Jurassic Park. Oh! Oh no, same Chuck. There isn't anything else coming up that I want to see right now. Not anything I'm aware of anyway. Yeah, I can't. I'm interested in Superman. I'll admit that. Mainly for Crypto. That's my guy. That's my little guy. Crypto. So I want to see that. I don't really care about Christopher Nolan's Odyssey movie. Yeah, no good superhero stuff is coming. I'm with you, Chuck. I can't think of anything in production where I'm oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm sure there might be something, but it's probably going to be a case of I won't know I want to see it until it's done. The trailers are coming out. Maybe it's already on Redbox, which doesn't even exist. That's how bad it did. Oh, that was the dumbest thing I could have done! How are you not killing me? You guys are bad! I jumped into the pit of them with no defenses. Everything on cooldown. And I still just walked away. Ouch! Yeah, exactly, Timon. They have way too stupid, right? Yep. Is that the end of 2, I think it is? Where they're oh, this little girl is cloned. She's a clone of Dr. Hammond. Okay. And then at the end, it's we got to kill these dinosaurs. We can't let them off the island because then they're going to kill everybody. And then she lets them out by pushing one button because they're clones like me. Just, it's too... Yeah, stupid might just genuinely be the best word for it. Oh my god, I thought I almost fell through the floor. There's some holes on this level. I can fall into that gap right there, and that's a kill. Damn it. It is not the right breed of dog, but it's still crypto, and we're still getting a crypto on screen. I'm in for it. I know there's lots of reasons to be pessimistic, but I kind of, and maybe this is just me deluding myself, and in the aftermath, I will, if that turns out to be the case, I will 100% take responsibility. But I'm vibing with everything like Gunn is saying about the movie. I'm vibing with most everything I'm seeing. I still need to see Corn Sweat in movement with the new suit. But yeah, aside from that, like Nathan Fillion looks great. Nicholas Hoult looks great. Like Mr. Turret, like it all has potential. It at this point for me, it just, can you bring it all together? Are we gonna get piss off? I see you up there. We can do it. Piss off, Thor. Yes! Sakura says, Spencer, remember my what if Jennifer Walters was hit by the Gamma Bond? If there was an anime, it would be Marvel's Rurouni Kenshin. It might be, especially because, yeah, if you give Jen that origin, then she's gonna have the more like serious arc, like Bruce, rather than herself. Because at first I was gonna go, ooh, I don't know if like super serious Ronin or like super serious action series is good for She-Hulk. But then I'm like, well, this is not our She-Hulk. Can we win it? Ooh, not with Sue alive, that's for sure. Gunn is too up his own ass, and that trailer where Superman flinches when someone throws something at him just looks like trash. I think Gunn is a little bit to an extent, but I actually like that moment in the trailer because I don't find him flinching. I find him, well, like obviously, for example, if somebody threw a little pebble at you, it wouldn't hurt, but you would go like, hey, what the heck? But I also like that scene because he's not, everybody is angry, but he's not blaming them. He's sort of like, I understand where your anger's coming from. I'm just moving forward to handle this. So again, that's what I really like, especially in our hyper divisive time, which I will not get into because that would be super just, nobody wants to deal with that right now. But we ended that last match. We got our win. That's actually a pretty solid hour or so of Marvel Rivals. Let's see how we did, guys. History. Today is 320, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches, 5 wins, 2 losses. I would say that's pretty good. And you know what? I owe it all to you guys. You guys are my good luck charm. If it weren't for you, here's my other records, right? Like, my teams are normally trash, but for some reason, you guys hanging out with me tonight, we did pretty okay. So, all right. With that, we'll say goodbye to Sue Storm. Until next time, my dear. And let's go back over here. So, guys, with that, we'll call it a night here. Thank you so much, everybody who hung out, endured with me through my stupid boomer moments, hung out and heard my dumb little takes on some of the books I'm reading, and hung out to see me get my butt shellacked in Marvel Rivals. Yep, Timon 320. I'm so bad with dates, guys. Like, I literally just go by, is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? And even then, I tend to forget sometimes. But yes, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Again, if you go to Andrew's Twitter, go to his Discord, however you can get a hold of him, send him some love, let him know that you're thinking of him. He's going through some a situation right now. Hopefully we'll see him next week. If not, I will be right back here, same bat time, same bat channel, talk to you about some more comic books. Maybe we'll play Marvel Rivals, and it won't be hyper laggy because we'll finally be on the new Maverick. That is super exciting. Cannot wait for that. But yes, guys, until then, you can check out Andrew over on Twitter, Fragile's friend rear. I have no idea how to spell it. You know where he is. I'm sure you guys already follow him, but if you don't, you can check it down there in the description. Follow us on Twitter. Go check out all of what the Rippaverse has on sale now. They just launched Zaylin, which is why we had to skip last week's show because Andrew was just going to be way too wiped to do the launch and the show. They've also got the Item number 3 is still up. Go check that out. Go grab your copies of that. They've also got the I feel like I'm doing Andrew a disservice, but they've also got the manga from Angel Studios that they are distributing over there at Rippa. So go check out all of that stuff. It's 3:21 for you, not for me, not yet. It's still 9 o'clock here. I've still got 3 hours, baby. I'm living in the past. Oh, is it really? It's the end of summer. You guys have weird seasons. Wait a minute. It's just beginning to be spring for us. But then again, yeah, different hemispheres and all that. The world, what a wonderful place. But yeah, guys, go check out everything the Rippaverse has to offer right now. Go check out boundingintocomics.com every day for your news. Go check if you want to hang out with me some more tomorrow night. Good the Mad the Ugly over on Kabuto Studios on YouTube. Sort of a kickback stream where I hang out with you guys. We talk about some topics, but we also laugh, have fun, talk about things that we're enjoying, seek out that positive. So if that sounds like it's up your alley, come hang out with us. Yeah, until then, thank you guys for hanging out. Nice. Chuck already grabbed 2 copies, I'm presuming of Zaylin, and I'm hoping one of them is the retro style cover with the like word bubbles and stuff, because those I love those the most, and I'm so glad Rippa keeps doing them. But with that, guys, I have already eaten up enough of your time tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Come back next week when we will finally talk Absolute Flash. Maybe I'll wear this shirt again. Look at this. I got all dressed up, and Andrew couldn't even do me the decency of showing up. Jerk. But yes, guys, thank you for hanging out. I hope it wasn't too much of a struggle just dealing with me tonight. We'll see you next week. From me and Andrew, take care. We love you. And go read Hellhunters, please. Till next time, guys.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics.
How's your comic book collection, Brody?
Oh, it's going good, but I've been...